All right, Speed Gaming, the highly anticipated match of Nito versus Eddie. This is what, top 4 winners, right? It's Nito versus Eddie and Aussie versus Nitro, and this is, you know, one of the biggest matches of the tourney, one of the highest level matches. So I'm excited. They started with item draft, and by the way, commentating with me is my boy Andy.
Yeah, hello.
What's up, Andy?
Good afternoon, everybody.
Yeah.
Can you believe this tournament just went chalk all the way through? The 1 and 4 seed versus the 2 and 3 seed in winners semifinals.
I actually
unbelievable.
think that that's really cool. It kind of shows that like top level players kind of can just be this consistent in a, you know, quote unquote randomizer, meaning like, you know, top skill prevails, and it's clearly showing top you know, seeds 1 through 4 in the top 4 winners. So it's pretty amazing. But yeah, we did have an item draft. So how that went down was Eddie banned ice, Nito banned grab, Eddie picked charge, and Nito picked spring. What are your thoughts on that, on their picks, Andy? Oh, ice right off the rip. Actually, that's Eddie.
Yep.
Oh no, Eddie's banned.
Eddie's in shambles right now.
The thing is, with Nito picking spring, the chance of seeing ice is actually much greater, because when you have spring, generally they're like, okay, this is a grabless seed, you know, time to give you all the items to get through the water rooms without grab. So maybe that was like almost a counter pick to almost ensure, like, you know, that ice and high jump and grapple and whatnot. But yeah, here they are blazing through the seed, starting in Meridia.
That's a Fantoon looking map right there if I've ever seen one.
That's the initial E-Tank. Usually they place an E-Tank like right off the bat. The filler E-Tank should be like kind of almost a sign of progression. If you see it on your path. This is kind of a spicy room early, by the way.
Yeah, man. That Rinka really likes to just kill you if you fall in the acid there.
Yeah.
Eddie, this is really scary on the way back too.
This is actually really bad. Oh, 3 HP. Wow. Look at this.
Man.
Look at this guy, Andy. Look at Eddie.
Yeah, it's huge.
He just is like, he's like,
nice
yep.
Powerbomb scout like that.
That is good. Business as
I'm
usual
really bad.
For Eddie, by the way.
Really bad at scrolling the screen in the right way to get that powerbomb or that item to like show on the screen.
I never can. I go up there, I'm like, I'm a good rando player, time to scout, and I like go and I'm just wall jumping forever. I'm like, I can't see the item, I give up. Okay, supers now. It could just be that super door. Eddie actually having a pretty solid lead. By the way, getting that E-Tank was definitely logic to go get that screw, like 100%. Eddie able to get it without that E-Tank, which, you know, Eddie's honestly a kind of a solid little lead here right off the bat. Pretty impressive.
Also, knowing where power bombs are already is really nice. Oh, yeah, don't have morph yet, Mr. Eddie. Slow down.
Because you'll have the trifecta. You know, you'll have supers, power bombs, and once he finds morph, it's, you know, kind of can start just progressing through the seed.
I mean, we already know it's just gonna be ride this platform to get morph ball at Sky Missile. A tale as old as time.
Yeah, a tale as old as time. Is that a song? Oh yeah, Beauty and the Beast. Beauty and the Beast. Yeah, but yeah, you just gotta wait here. Nito now following in the footsteps of Eddie. I didn't see if Nito scouted the.
Oh, that's not morph ball.
Yep. Wow. Remember everything I was talking about? Because I was trying to sound like really smart, and with ice and spring, and they just get grabbed, and that's all out the window.
Yep.
This is actually pretty good for Eddie, I think, because I think Eddie banned ice. Because Nito is like a clip god, right? He's able to do a lot of tech crazy things. He did it, you know, in the match versus our boy Andy. Like he's his first tries all these. Wait, yeah, he just first tries all these clips. Like he's so good at it. I actually think that's why Eddie banned it. So I think Eddie I almost saw a glimmer, maybe a
okay.
sparkle of excitement in Eddie's eyes.
What puts Batwoon in logic? Let me break out this boss calculator. Let me see if like
I actually don't know. Like from the left side, the problem is, I think you need enough HP. I would almost think Varia or for like 3 tanks. I really don't know. It could be less though.
Just from, oh wait, no, here's Batwoon.
Okay, charge this 1 tank. Okay, yeah, because once you get him into the right DP damage threshold, like you can just camp forever on the left and you're completely safe. So, yeah. So I guess that potentially is logic. But now they're it's even now.
Yeah, this is Batwoon. The 5 supers actually put Batwoon in logic. It turns out.
Oh, because that puts it into the damage threshold, right?
Ooh, Morph is speed locked.
Yep, the speed lock Morph. Honestly, I'm happy to see that as a map rando runner because I don't want to like be running around for speed later, and you kind of just know.
Yeah.
You have to get speed. Both runners have to get speed. So, I mean, yes, this is a little bit of like blind hell right now, purgatory. They do have to run around, but they're covering the map really well. Is Nito going to do Batwoon? Nope. He is not. He's good. No, I'm good.
Hey, there's speed, but but you need to come a different way, which is just right up here.
Okay, yeah. Wow. I mean, Eddie's doing. He's just moving quick. I mean, he's not really thinking about it too much, and you can't hear. There's no really decisions. You just got to keep moving and do your best to like find progress. And Eddie's kind of just doing that flawlessly right now. But Nito's right behind. So now Eddie has to make some decisions. He has to go back and get Morph, of course. And then what?
And you probably hit up top of Ocean, get those power bombs, and then you have to really figure out what the next step is.
I guess you just go for map, because I mean you have Grav, right? So you have Grav, power bombs, supers. So your next goal, I don't know how I feel about that Spark.
Same, because you need health to get Morph Ball.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a small thing, and like, yeah, it's cool, we just save some time, but if Eddie farms for more than like 8 seconds, he literally lost that time. So we'll count later. If he goes and he farms and he spends more than 8 seconds farming, then
you don't need that much more health, so it'll probably be fine.
Oh, there goes 2 seconds. Up, there goes 1 second. Up, there goes another. All right, we're at 4. No, but you see what I mean? So now he has to farm for this Morph.
Yeah, I don't think
right now he'd be sparking. That. Okay, it's close. I think my guess is that it was near net even.
Nito had more health before the spark, so it made way more sense for Nito to do it because he ended with 79.
But yeah, like I think these are. I'm gonna be super critical because I mean these are arguably the 2 best players in map rando right now, right? This is like the Clash of Titans. So I think Nito is, the favorite to win the tournament at the moment. Aussie obviously like is still, I mean, all the top 4 right now is so hard to compare who actually is the best. I think they're all, I don't know, like Aussie generally was always considered the best, but you just don't see him racing as much. So it's super hard to know like how is he just going to farm everyone and be like, Emmett's an idiot and I just farm everyone for free? And I'm like, oh, my bad. It's hard to know because they haven't been racing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so anyways, the thing is we're being really critical. Like Eddie sparking there cost him 8 seconds. He does like 3 more decisions like that. Okay, there goes like 25 seconds. So the little decisions have profound effects, and at this level that's what matters. But okay, look, they're like near. See, okay, here's the thing. Eddie had a decent-ish lead, I thought, by at least like maybe 30 seconds, but they're like dead even now, almost. So that's pretty cool. Like Nito's going on an actually different route to this map, so now maybe this decision is going to cost Nito some time, or maybe it was quicker. I can't really tell actually.
If this wasn't Mother Brain, it would have been similar speeds, I think.
Yes.
But
yeah. But that is actually that's quite. See this right now, and that's not really a mistake on Nito. He couldn't really know that was gonna happen, right? So, by doing that, it actually costs him a little bit more time because he has to now traverse around to get map. And so that mother brain info.
This is also gonna wake up the criteria rooms that are asleep now, since you had to go through pit room again.
Right.
Well, I guess this is the way out, so it doesn't really matter that much.
Yeah.
I did see one major.
Okay. Their equipment's pretty good. So what this is, what Nito's trying to do, is what we refer to as the Nevdi jump. I don't know if Nevdi invented it or just pioneered it or made it popular because he's so darn charismatic. But basically, you with speed and no high jump, you can actually do one of those standing spin jumps and wall jump off the wall. So that's what he's doing there. If you just do a normal spin jump up, you will not reach the wall and you cannot wall jump. So and you have to be holding dash as well.
Yeah, you have to hold dash. I think it's like direction for 1 frame and then jump. Will get you a little bit extra height compared to a normal jump.
If you're holding dash with speed. So it's like a unique scenario. But yeah, now Eddie, I guess I'm not too sure if he's heading. Okay, let's see. Yeah, it looks. Ooh,
this is a little.
That
you're gonna have to use a ton of supers to get this major.
This is nasty.
And the way back is through single chamber.
Oh, he saves first. Yeah, you have to save first.
There is the heated farm, like the bat cave, for everything.
Yeah.
But ideally, you just green gate back through the crab room.
You kind of have to with this HP. You actually have to do that, right?
With 2 tanks and screw, you can probably make it out of single chamber through the top.
Yeah, probably. It'd be hard.
You'd have more health. Oh, I actually don't think he can get to the farm unless he gets a super drop. I think the top door is also a super door.
I thought it was too, but I guess maybe I got confused by all the super looking doors.
No, yeah, I think Eddie's farming.
Wait, is he farming these? Oh man, like what is the drop rate on this?
Wow.
Okay, my bad. Sorry, Eddie. My bad.
So yeah, you go up to the super door and farm more probably. I'm curious to see whether Eddie goes through single chamber on the top or if he goes for the GGG.
I think he will go through the GGG. That is my feeling. Because one miss with speed and no high jump, I think the heated room, it's just too awkward. I think it would actually be very, very hard to make it through that. Because when you don't have high jump, you actually can't run it. You'd actually have to turn off high jumps. Speed. You'd have to turn off speed to make that. Oh, nice. Okay, yeah, Eddie's very good at green gate glitch. Let's see Nito's decisions now.
Nito's in a way worse super situation. He can't even go for it right now.
Not going for it is actually probably
he just doesn't have the supers.
Good. Yeah, he doesn't. He doesn't have.
It is only wave.
Yeah, so it's like it would actually be good if he doesn't stress too much about it, maybe, and just continues. But he's probably also thinking, man, this major right here, it's just too hard to ignore, and I'm not coming back. But let's see. Is he just going to the other zone potentially? It's kind of.
There is another major bottom right big pink as well.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't see the whole map layout, so I'm not too sure.
Yeah, I have the stream like paused on my other monitor at Eddie looking at the map. So that
that's such pro moves. Okay, I'm doing that. You're right. That's the play. Oh my goodness.
I shouldn't have said anything. That way I'd sound way smarter than I actually
am. I'm pulling it up. I had the chat pop out. What huge mistake.
Looks like there's a couple X's for free on the not really for free, I guess. You could go down the elevator and get this X left of morph ped.
X's are obviously extremely good, and Eddie's maybe slightly less incentivized because he has the loadout. We don't really know what's going on in this map, and he does have charge wave ice. But so I
wonder if I wonder if he's gonna opt for like going to get that E tank all the way to the left as well.
He does value E-Tanks until he has like 3 pretty early, especially because I do not have Varia. So I'm not too sure. He is like full healing and saving. So it almost seems like
he might be going for it and just in case I die, because I think there's like 2 heated rooms on the way to the E-Tank.
Right.
And if it's a reserve, he would probably just be dead.
Yeah, this is a cool decision. I feel like this is a cool map random decision because I didn't know how much he would value these, but it's more than I would have thought. But you know, he gets another X, he gets more power bombs, this is why you save and stuff, because things can just go badly.
Yep. Even for the top runners, sometimes you just flub around like a fish out of water.
Yep.
Yeah, I also really like.
He's fine now.
I also really like E-Tanks early, especially like, you know, all that's here is Mother Brain. You're getting both of the majors that are here before you leave, so you're never coming back here until the end.
So what you're saying is you didn't like me having no E-Tanks for 40 minutes in the Seed versus.
Yeah, you know.
Listen, we had to do what we had to do to beat the Goatster.
Yeah.
All right, but Nito heading in the Norfair. I mean, Eddie playing almost. I don't know if it's more cautious or not. The full refill, full save into getting an X and a E-Tank there, way out of the way from Norfair. I actually find that to be a little strange. Now that I see the map, I felt like that was too much. But you know, we'll see. Maybe Nito gets into a bad situation because he's only on 1 tank. But I don't know. He just seems so far ahead now. But Eddie has a slightly better loadout.
The end door is not that far away, so like I'm not too worried.
Yeah, it's
having this wave also, you might be a little less inclined to go out of your way for X's now.
Right.
Like, oh, just plasma gives me full beam, and I don't need supers. So.
Yep.
So you might be making the decision to just play for X's or play for majors at this point. Where it's a little more tricky for Nito.
No, Nito got this. Nito did get Spazer.
Yeah.
But yeah, Nito on Fantoon now doesn't have 15 missiles, but can still 2-round with this. Eddie now saving, and will probably head into N pretty soon here. There's 2 X's. I wonder if Eddie's
one right there. There's the one like on the way to the end door. I feel like Eddie's situation, you probably don't go out of your way for the second one.
The only awkward thing to that for me, Andy, is going out of your way already to grab an E-Tank missile X and then not going out of your way to keep fit. I guess I'm a little confused from the teachings of even Eddie, but maybe you have more insight on this. Because it's kind of like you don't want to mix it up, right?
Yeah, I mean, I like going out of the way for that X because you're only on 5 power bombs, no bombs.
Yep.
But since he got another power bomb down earlier, you'd be less inclined to go out of your way for, you know, an extra X.
Right.
Like that's the big worry, right? Is just like having a power bomb farm forever.
Yeah, that's fair, and that's happens, and it's really bad. It can actually lose you literal minutes, farming for power bombs. It's quite brutal. All right, Fantoon being defeated here by Nito. You know, I mean, Eddie did go out of his way a good bit and did all these things, but I mean, now has a little more comfortable resources and is right behind. But Nito, that's the thing though. Look at Nito. He did also get 10 power bombs, 10 supers, and didn't go quite as far. So that's kind of like the problem. You know, if there comes to be some pretty bad heated rooms, these tanks will pay off, right? Like suddenly Nito's going to be like, oh man, like I can't go this way, or I'm going to have to farm a bunch, but that's basically
unfortunately for Eddie, it looks like there's a bunch of tanks here and not really that many heated rooms. So
yeah. I mean, so the other situation is Eddie can maybe kill Ridley a little earlier with these tanks if he feels the need to. So actually, honestly, there's no real point because they're gonna have to come back anyways through this zone to get Mother Brain. So honestly, I feel like it's not as important. Like they really just don't even need to worry about these bosses yet. I wouldn't even think about it, honestly. I'm just going to the next zone. I just grab the majors, go next zone. So I basically think
there's one. I'm trying to get a good idea of like how many X's there are. On the way to this crate. There's 2 X's. It's just those 2 X's. Three X's in the whole area.
You just have to go new zone, I think.
Yeah.
Also, this is a little spicy what Nito's about to do potentially. No high jump here, so he has to, or is he just farming power bombs? Is he thinking about doing? Was he farming power bombs, or was he thinking about doing Craig's? Again, I don't see. I need to. I'm gonna pause.
I think he was. Yeah, I think he was maybe farming up some health and power bombs there to do.
No, he's going. Yeah.
Boost. Yeah.
Is the zone on that? I just don't see
it's just T in the bottom right. Yeah.
Okay. I guess if he feels like this is out of the way enough.
Yeah.
And maybe values that X too on the way to see what kind of resources he has later. Because I think he can save it actually. Yeah.
Yeah. With ice, huge.
Very nice. I think he just values that X now.
Yeah, I think you can probably spring wall off the left wall as well if you really have to.
Right. I think the concept here is that he wants to get this kill now because it is out of the way. Regardless, you're going to go out of the way to kill it anyways later, and he's already here. And 2, if he gets this X and it is a super, then he knows his game plan is to maybe just get ammo, right?
Yep.
So maybe that's what he's thinking. Nito's such a high level player that, he could be calculating a multitudes of things, but I think that could be maybe what he's thinking.
Right, here we're in a new area for Eddie.
Eddie is doing probably what I would have thought, because I would simplify my game plan and just like head to the next zone immediately, because I felt like no point to these bosses yet. So I do like this decision more, but I am curious to see how this pans out for Nito. I think that is not what he wanted to see.
Yeah, that is not ideal.
Right. I mean, yes, he did get the crate kill all the way. He was close, but man, if you do collect majors on the way, like you just get space or something, it makes it a lot simpler. But Nito did do it pretty quick, to be honest. So it really wasn't that bad. But I do think if that was a super, this play would actually be quite strong, because then he could lean towards this like skipping majors. So I'm not too sure what his plan will be now. This is a little spicy. I mean, it's totally fine. It's totally fine.
Right next to the door, so.
But one little fumble and you catch a Rinka here would be really bad. You shouldn't fumble this at. Oh,
he fumbled.
I shouldn't have said anything.
Yo, cast your curse.
I know.
Get your pitchforks, chat.
Okay, but to be honest, it's not trivial. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
It's just not trivial. This is
he lost Fantoon kill. Yeah, this is looking real bad for Nito now.
I didn't realize it was this severe, but he just had not saved.
Oh, he lost morph.
He lost morph.
Oh man. Yeah, that might be a KGG moment.
I think this is a potential KGG moment. I don't really know what is even possible for Nito to do here. He has to skip everything. He just has to skip everything, right? Like he can't get anything. I'm not too sure what he has to. I mean, obviously he has to get morph. He has to get speed. He has to get morph. He has to get the essentials. But what I mean by that is that he probably can't get like any X's anymore. I would maybe just bank on like crazy majors. I'm not too sure. I don't know how I'd play it at this point. Yeah. But I'd definitely start gambling.
All right, so Eddie's got a major up the elevator. You have a major right at the beginning of the area, and then you had another area up toilet. Also, just another area with a ton of tanks.
Yep. Yeah, the tanks are, which would have punished Eddie slightly earlier, like going out of the way for the tanks. By the way, if you guys are wondering what happened there, the reason I was nervous, and I knew this, no wave there actually makes freezing the Metroids like a little more challenging.
Yep.
And like no wave plasma, like no proper beams actually makes that freezing a little more jank. So as soon as he turned around to shoot, I like was wincing because I knew one of them could not be frozen. One way to kind of counteract this is you just shoot twice.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't have grouped them without wave. Like you just you shoot the middle one early and then shoot the bottom one and just kill them separate.
Right. Yeah, that's smart. I probably would have grouped them, and I'd probably be in Nito situation.
Like especially with 1 health, like it's not worth it. Like literally, they touch you for 1 frame and you're dead.
Yeah, you're just cooked insta if they touch you. That's rough. I mean, yeah. Baby skip into Metroids it's scary. But yeah, so honestly, guys, like. I hate to say it, but like this is basically sadly a wash. Like his death was just so far, and we need some nasty divergence here. And I don't know if I'm really seeing much of it.
Yeah. I mean, Eddie hasn't really gotten any, like, besides all these tanks that he's picking up and 1 pack of supers. You got high jump, which is like you don't need it. There is 1 more area here that if Eddie goes and there's no boss, like if Nito just goes straight T instead of C, that could be an out.
Yep. They are just looking for Dragon, right?
Yes, just Dragon.
Yeah. I am kind of curious. I know it seems like, oh, dude, Im is trying to find content, but I'm legitimately curious how Nito approaches this because I've never seen him like obviously behind. He has to assume that Eddie did not, die. So I am curious on Nito's decisions now. If he's like, I'm just gonna play normal and accept, my L here, or if he's like, I'm gonna take some risks and see what I can do. Because I would love to see some odd choices here from Nito to like be like, I need to get back in this. And it looks like is he just going straight?
You had W. We have W and B connected to that C.
Okay.
I mean, with that death, you could be like, okay, well, C is the obvious choice, so I go to C instead.
Yep. I think that's just going straight C is like for sure what I would consider here. And then even maybe consider something even crazier once I'm in C. Like even when I'm in C, I get the map. I'm going to like the less obvious zone probably, but that might be too unreasonable. I'm not too sure. Meanwhile, Eddie's kind of getting spoon fed some supers right now a little bit. He's at 20 now.
Season 4 classic.
Yep. I think, and there were X's that he didn't check before Ridley, so he's probably feeling pretty good ammo-wise. You don't really want to rely on that ammo, though, for like your means to kill Ridley, so we'll see what Eddie ends up doing. Ooh, nice loop. That's a cool little loop.
All right, the T bailout play didn't end up happening as Nito goes for C map here.
So once he does C, I guess we'll see what he does. If there's a possible way he ends up in Rex ship, and maybe that just has Varia plasma, because that could actually that could do something. It could do something.
And Dragon.
Varia plasma Dragon.
It would need all 3 of those
in Rex ship, which isn't a completely unreasonable ask considering we've already seen C and it didn't have anything.
There is a chance that this B loops to T because T was like directly under C and B was a down door in C.
Yep. Okay.
So there's a chance that they loop and Rex ship is the isolated area. They might also just both be isolated.
Well, I guess Nito just has to, but I'm like, man, do I?
There's the T doors in B.
Okay.
There's 2 majors here as well.
So we're just hoping that Nito goes W, right? And Rex ships.
There is 1 major on the way to W as well, I think.
Oh man, that'd be so sick. I would love it. And then it's just everything. Listen, it's not like my bias when I watch these. I do have bias, and I'll tell you, not for the player, but I do have bias for who I think is performing better. I kind of root for them to win. And like,
Yeah.
you know, Nito died somewhat foolishly, but it's still hard. So like Nito winning would be like kind of insane, but it would also go to show that Nito's just like the actual GOAT to come back from that. It would be insane. Even if he does like choose the correct route, it'd just be wild. And I do always want game 3s, of course. So
All right,
yeah.
So first major here that Eddie got was grapple. Not super useful with grav and ice already.
I hate to even question Nito because I think he's like minimum 2 times better than me. But how do you feel about even checking items? In my head, I'm going so straight for map, it's not even funny.
Yeah. So, I mean, he's going to get these 2 majors, which is high jump and I don't remember the other one. Maybe no, not screw. I don't know what it was.
I think high jump's this top one. Right? High jump's nice though, honestly.
Oh, X-ray. X-ray was the other one.
Oh.
I think the top
this one up here is X-ray? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
High jump was somewhere in here, right?
Yeah, it was the other major that he was.
Oh no, this one's high jump.
Okay, so
you guys.
Oh, he doesn't have Fantoon killed anymore.
No, he doesn't.
So he can't get the other major, which is X-ray.
Oh, that's kind of funny. But yeah, we're just hoping for him to go Rex Ship here, right? Torian has nothing, and then Rex Ship has Dragon.
Yeah.
And then, like, it's actually
this map is really quick though, so Eddie's gonna be leaving Torian if Dre's not here pretty soon.
Hold.
So Nito needs to book it to W. All right, there's another major and no
Dragon. But there's a major, and it's probably juicy, right?
Space or bomb? Space bombs, Varia, plasma. Those are the 4 left.
Well, could just be bombs. I wonder if Eddie checks this. It looks like he is, right? Because there's two of the items are extremely good, and one of the items are horrible, and one of them's mediocre.
Yeah.
No, he's just going back.
He's not checking it. Yeah, he's going to B. Oh, he's reverting. Yeah, that.
Okay, yeah.
Makes sense. So he's on his way to W now, assuming he saw the W door, which I feel like he did.
So, like, this is interesting to me, the even check.
Yeah, I don't like checking this at all.
Not in his spot. So I think Nito is just playing like...
He's just playing like he would normally.
Which is fine. But I listen, I don't like it. I like playing for the Wondrous One and like I think that death was too severe. And I think like a lot of good players, like I just want to play like my game plan, and that's totally fine. But it's like it's also fine to try to make these gambles to get back into it. I mean, if it was just a minimal death, but he lost everything. So I would have liked to seen more risks, but maybe that's just not how Nito operates, which is fine. But it's funny because heading straight to Rex Ship, doing something crazy like could have been a play. But Nito, I mean Eddie now knows Rex Ship is the answer and is heading there. And
Nito's heading to B, unfortunately.
Yeah. So there's just no way.
I don't know. It's something that you don't always think about, because if you're a top runner, execution issues and losing progress doesn't really happen that often. Yeah. So
I mean, I do think though, in a I think it's just like maybe it's because I'm I've competed in games my whole life, so I think I have a slightly different approach at it. I know I am worse than Nito at map randos, but I'm a good competitor. Like, it's possible I have more experience on that, and that's why I think like that. I'm not too sure. I still think there's a lot of merit in just playing your own game plan, but I think doing absolutely nothing different and checking every items, I just straight up think that's a mistake. What he's doing.
I agree. You need to adapt in extreme circumstances, and dying and losing Fantoon and Morph Ball is a pretty extreme circumstance.
Yeah, and it's like it's a freak accident too. It's like that's gonna happen to Nito like 1 every 5,000 races. So it's just like unfortunate it happened this one. But yeah, here we have Eddie. He still needs to kill the bosses. But wait, did he get Dragon?
No, Dragon's in W, which
oh, okay, he didn't make it there yet. Right. Yeah, so I mean, I haven't really looked at chat. I'm just looking at chat now, but this wasn't like, I agree, but this wasn't just like a small mistake, right? Like it's a game altering. I lost 15 minutes plus mistake. This is where you have to just do something drastic. But yeah, so Eddie is now heading to this map. A little bit of a flood. Like Eddie makes one mistake. Do you guys? Oh my goodness. Listen, Eddie's my homie, but this is really funny. Like, he's made like very little user errors. He like goes to jump and missed the spin jump, and that's the most disappointed I've seen him look this entire race. He's like,
yeah,
oh, I missed that spin jump. He's like really not happy. That is so funny.
Missed the jump, might as well forfeit right now. Can't come back from that one.
Just to harp on what I'm saying too, I also think like what I'm describing is one of my great strengths, but it's also like a weakness if I overthink it. And like I think there's a double-edged sword to this, where I think I made enough mistakes to where I have to do something drastic, and I start doing something drastic, but that wasn't necessary. So you have to also understand like when it's time, if that makes sense. And I do think that also makes you like a really good competitor, right? You can't just be like, you know, like Eddie missed the spin jump. Oh, race is over. Time to go crazy. You know, start skipping stuff. But yeah, this will be smooth sailing for Eddie now. It is kind of a little bit of a not a messy map, but you know, Eddie did go all around the world here. And it's crazy to think it's only this is how you know we're watching really good players, Andy. Like, it feels like they've done so much.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man,
we've seen all the majors.
And they haven't had
all the bosses. Yep.
And I went to look at the clock. I'm like, it's minimum 45 minutes, right? Because I haven't even glanced, and it's 35 minutes. I'm like, okay, that's pretty crazy. I mean, I guess Eddie still has to kill Kraid and Ridley, but like I said, remember how I said before, right. I'm like, man, high jump in space, like if you get those, killing Kraid's way quicker. And Eddie is gonna kill Kraid. And I do like the idea though. We'll ask Nito later. I think it must have been just like, if that X is super, having a cool game plan for ammo is like really smart. And I think that would have been cool to see how that
Kraid and Ridley were also like they were isolated to each other, right? So like you're gonna have to like double back to kill both of them no matter what.
For sure.
So it was less of a time loss. And if that's a super pack, you get an extra E-tank as well. You can your ammo game plan is a lot more realistic.
Yeah, absolutely. And ammo is, by the way, for you know, if anyone's newer out there or curious, you know, in general, when you start out, that your game plan should be just grab every major, because it's just too hard. Get every major, get through the seed. But as you get better, you know, ammo becomes a more viable option, and realistically, ammo's actually faster. Super's doing double damage to Ridley and Mother Brain. They get blasted. It's so fast. Yes, plasma charge shots do a lot of damage with full beam, but supers come out a lot faster. So the DPS is like, I think it's a good bit faster, like 1.5x or something.
But you get to see what that major was coming down toilet. I'm not sure if it was actually on the screen or not.
I think we'll see if
let me take
take a glance at the stream.
I'm gonna Eddie's going down toilet on my nope, it's just off screen.
Okay, it's, by the way, I've been starting to do that more, because I've noticed like a few sometimes you'll just like go over moat missiles item, and paying attention to when you're in elevators is actually can be pretty strong, because like if you just glanced and saw Varia, your whole game plan could change, right? So it could change a lot, being aware of that.
Yeah, this is a really annoying map to get to both of these bosses. I feel like you're already at the top of this area. You kill Crate first for the tank, without question.
Oh yeah.
You got to fall all the way down and then go all the way back up, anyways. So
Here he goes, the adventure to Kraid and Ridley. I imagine Eddie feels fine. I think the reason he might feel a little uncomfortable, if I were Eddie, by the way, is like you never want to be in a spot where you're in between both ammo and like full charge beam, and he like kind of was. Because now he has full beam combo and 30 supers, so you have to think, if my opponent somehow did this more efficiently and like only ended up on one of these, that would be better, right? So I would imagine, and I don't, and Nito is so good that, yeah, I don't think Eddie will ever feel comfortable racing Nito, being like, I for sure got this, but
yeah,
I would be curious how he feels right now.
It probably doesn't feel too bad having like both of the ammos, because wave was really early. Like, odds are like no one's skipping that wave beam.
Yeah.
Nito just didn't have enough supers and decided to skip it.
Right.
After running almost all the way to wave already.
Although Eddie did get slightly bailed out there, because I think he hit like a 1.5% drop. Does anyone know the chance on that drop he got? I know it's less than 2%, Andy, on that. So
it was from the bat, right?
Bad.
I think it was from the bat on the ceiling.
1.8%. So that's pretty nasty. Right?
Yeah.
But I guess I don't know what the other ones were. But yeah, either way, it's like there's a slight bailout early. But yeah, I mean, it's just all this comes down to is Nito had that very rough death. And again, my only disappointment is that Nito did not change his game plan at all. Like, can do anything wild. He's checked too many things. He was just playing normal, which is fine. He probably wants to keep his composure for game 2 and 3. Totally respect that. I do think that he needed to make some crazy decisions, and realistically, if he went wreck ship there, he could have had a chance. It actually could have been close, which is insane. But
I don't think it would have been enough to come back.
Probably not, but it would have been
unfortunately. But yeah, it would have been closer
because he would already also be heading back to the bosses, I feel. But we don't know.
That major down there is Varia, or the one in Criteria that neither runner checked that's in double chamber is Varia. Right. Those are the last two.
Nito would have needed just ammo, but there's enough ammo, so that's what would have probably happened. But yeah, Eddie now heading to Ridley. This is, he doesn't have Varia. I do not want Eddie to die here. And I will say 5+1 isn't the most comfortable, but he is 30 super, so it makes it like quite free. 30 supers. Oh,
that was a really weird swoop. Holy.
That was an extremely good readjust by Eddie, by the way. That was honestly kind of insane. That was a really early swoop into that screw, and that could have been really bad. You have to wait for the pogo here. You do have to wait to also get hit, and we're good. A lot of people would actually mess this up because they fail to recognize Ridley does this weird stall, and he's going to wait like 2 seconds before pogoing, but it's a guaranteed pogo. And some people jump there, and it will reset Ridley, and Ridley will back out, and then you'll just get smacked around, and it's horrible. I knew Ridley would actually
don't
pogo
call me
and
out
then
like
shoot.
This, dude. Come on, man.
This is where the like years of any percent has, a benefit. Just like
the 1,000 hours of Ridley fighting.
Yes, exactly. Like it's crazy how much time you have to put into it. But there's these small pattern recognition on Ridley where he does these goofy things, and you can see it a lot of the time. So yeah, all right.
That really early swoop. If Eddie takes that tail hit, not reacting in time, and you start panicking because you take a hit. Like he had done 2 supers of damage to Ridley at that point.
Yep.
And so you're like, oh god, I got to start like cooking.
Blasting.
I'm just dead.
And there's some weird properties of screw attack, like actually being bad on Ridley if you try to jump through him, like the tail will still hit you. There's just some weird stuff. So yeah, either way, Eddie handled it well. He has just enough E-tanks to finish the game.
Yep.
The only last disaster, well, I mean, he needs to be, I mean, like, there's some nasty things that can happen. Like, you easily break spin there, take that shot from the Golden Pirate, and it's in your toast too. So, but Eddie's playing really confident. And yes, as you can see, guys, we are not using a still image for Eddie. He is, in fact, live behind that camera, as you saw, drinking his drink of choice there.
Yeah.
I refuse to give him free advertisement, so I'm not saying the name of it. But yes, that's an Eddie classic right there.
See, what he doesn't want you to know is that it is still, and he just played a looping GIF. He hit his spacebar real quick.
Oh my goodness, dude. That is so scary. I didn't actually know what the result of that damage would be. Oh my goodness.
My God. Dude, not even a reaction
Nito, though,
from Eddie.
For you know.
Yep,
yeah, Eddie's like business as usual.
There. Yeah.
And he's not gonna save.
He's gonna CF here.
Oh yep. Oh yeah. The missile here. Yeah, Eddie probably is like, yeah, I already calculated the math on that crab hit. I ain't worried. He was probably doing it on purpose for the crystal flash, lunatic.
We can ask him that, or you can ask him that, since I'm not going to be here. So in game one, about that crab hit, were you calculating the CF? And then Eddie's going to bring out his abacus and be like, yep, got the info right here.
Oh my God. He has a little abacus attachment underneath his monitor, just doing math on the fly. That'd actually be sick. That'd be so dope. Oh my goodness. All right, so now Nito able to do this baby skip, which honestly is important because he still doesn't have wave, I think. Like, it's ice, laser charge, right? So, yeah. In case you guys are wondering why this looks so insane and you're just tuning in, Nito actually took a death early. He decided to crate early, and we think the game plan was because he wanted the X to sort of, you know, cement his plans for it being an ammo seed versus like not. And on the way back, he couldn't do the baby skip. He didn't have items. So, you know, he had 1 HP. He went down, he grouped the Metroids and went to freeze them and did not group them. One touched him and it was over. And he actually lost everything. He did not even have morph. He lost a Phantom kill. It was quite brutal. So,
and a crate kill. And he was like a zone and a half away. It was, it was
brutal. We were hoping to see some sort of gambling from Nito, but he opted not to do that, which was totally fine. There was maybe some options if he skipped everything and like diverted to a different route, but it's totally fine. I'm assuming he just wants to stay calm, keep his head clear, think about match 2, and yeah. Here we go. We got Eddie on the escape. 2 minutes and 15, kind of long. You know what's funny is, although Eddie won't show it, maybe I saw a slight gulp there of some maybe the 1% nervousness. I'm not too sure. But honestly, after a long seed like this and doing every single zone and having 40, 30, 15 full beam combo, which is definitely not optimal, and then missing that jump 15 times in a row, I don't think you're feeling great about a over 2 minute escape, right? I'd be pretty nervous here.
Where is Eddie going?
He's getting a short charge.
He wants short charge. God.
Probably already lost the time on this has actually probably cost him like 30 seconds.
I mean, you could have just had a lot of speed and space jump across it. So
it's actually so funny. I mean, I think it was maybe faster there. I don't really know.
I mean, if you first try it, like, sure.
Yeah. If you first try it.
But like the second you fail the short charge, I think I just run for the door. Like,
yeah. But long escapes are nerve-wracking in a long seed, you know, like, and especially against Nito, I'm just like, okay, I'm ready for snipies. You know, if anyone has ever seen Oates' stream, honestly, what rings in my eardrums now is, that's a snipe, that's a snipe, that's a snipe. So whenever you're on the escape. All right, double checking the map. Ooh, a little elevator scam. Yeah, not much stopping Eddie now, though.
Nope.
Nito, I think Nito does. Did he do Dragon yet, or is he heading there now? Wait, why did you crate?
He had
crate again?
He had to
Why'd
have
he go?
done Trey
Yeah,
already.
yeah.
There's no way
Okay.
he did. Oh, maybe not, because he's
No,
in
he
Speed.
went and did crate. I think for actually, I don't really know why.
Yeah, 'cause he's
Honestly,
going back to W, so he didn't fight Dre. He left.
oh, it's the honest answers. Eddie played like pretty chill, followed logic, and like actually played safe. I would say he got extra stuff and saved a lot. Nito took like literally a 20-minute death, so it was just GG.
Yeah. All right, Eddie finishing up here. GG's finishing with a time of 49:12. And a very quick DNF coming in from Nito.
Yeah. You know, hopefully Nito's fine and you know shakes it off. No big deal. Freak death. It's totally fine. I'm Nito. I'm down 0-1, but I can still pull this out.
Yep.
Eddie, yeah. Eddie obviously looking as calm as ever. Just business as usual. Just another day in the office. But yeah, shout out to Eddie. GG's taking it first game. 1-0 Eddie. And is it break time? Sadly.
Oh, wow.
Andy,
Nito didn't see Ridley either, apparently, according to the race room.
That makes a lot more sense. Well,
yeah.
It does make more sense.
If you don't know where Ridley, if you don't know Ridley's down there, you're like, I'm gonna kill Kraid and then never come back here until the end. So that makes the early Kraid play make way more sense.
It does make more sense, but you still have to go back for Mother Brain.
Yeah, you still gotta go
on the
back.
exact route. So, but it does make more sense if you want that X, I think. But yeah, doing it now is a little weird. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Yeah. I agree. The boss icons, I think the best boss icons are awkward. But yeah, guys, I think we go into a little break here and we'll be back.
Yeah. And Andy Imposter is going to be joining you for game 2. He goes by the name of Nevdi. So, just be on a lookout for that guy. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed race 1. Don't go anywhere. They're going to be starting up pretty soon, most likely, for game 2. So see you in a bit.
All right, Speed Gaming, we are back. Excited for a match number 2. And look, Eddie's already smiling. They're probably talking about the last race. But yeah, I am here, and now joining me is Nevdi. What up, Nevdi?
Yo, women, happy to be with you on game 2. Eddie showing some emotion there with a smile. He's not a robot.
I got a little scared, honestly. I jumped in my seat. But yeah, so he here we go, game 2. They're doing random objectives. And just to quickly show you guys how that went, it's Eddie picked Dre. Okay. Nito banned Ridley. Eddie banned Golden Chorizo. And Nito picked Batoon? No. What did he pick?
Acid Chozo. Yeah, I think that's probably...
Acid Chozo. So actually, Nito decided to keep the heat. So Nevdi and I were talking about this a little bit. Nito and Eddie getting rid of some heat there. I would have thought like Eddie would be more comfortable with that because his crazy reserve scams. But maybe he just thinks Nito's better at it, which Nito very well could be.
Yeah, I don't know. We'd have to ask him about the picks. Very, very weird. But they start in heat anyway.
All right, so Bomb Chorizo, Acid Statue, Batoon, and something else. Dragon.
Yeah, so relatively boring objectives aside from Dragon and Acid Chozo, I would say.
So Acid Chozo, what are we looking for? Do you know what we need for Acid Chozo? Like,
no, I don't. That's why I ban it all the time. I don't know.
I don't think
it's quite tricky because you need to know when you can and can't do it. You need to know the exact health thresholds. Obviously, you just get Varia and just do it. But like running over and jumping and hitting the acid and knowing the exact tanks you need, it's pretty tough. Eddie with a full hard reset there, I like it. Nito taking a little bit longer to do the same.
Right.
But really close at the moment. But yeah, Asatrozo, super interesting. I think they're both good at it though.
Yeah, I know Eddie is. Eddie actually practiced it. I saw him practice.
That's crazy to me.
Yes.
That's crazy.
He practiced it, and the reason I knew that because I think it was a match versus someone else. I forget who, but he practiced doing it with low E-tank and reserves. Also doing a cheeky little grab there on missiles, right? Because
Nito's about to realize something. What? That's okay. I was about to lose my mind if he did that. He actually got kind of close. that's awesome to go for.
That is
Eddie
really
leaving immediately.
To go for. I'm a little worried though about Nito doing these crazy things like in game 2 because I don't know. I trust Nito. Listen, Nito is like a legend. I've been watching his stream a lot. He does like the craziest things. He doesn't actually play hard trickies that much. He plays like the much harder settings. So he has to like, tone it down for these hard trickies because he's capable of so much. But I think he understands the logic very well in these.
Yes. It's really important.
Okay, no, he's bailing. He's
just eating.
Yeah.
Which is what Eddie did earlier. I think mentally it's pretty hard to come back being down a game. A lot of people have shown that they can do it, but it's still a test to do it. I actually like that he's having a little bit of fun there and just like feeling a bit looser and doing something like that.
Oh yeah,
like to be honest, I think it's a good sign that he's like, I don't know, just shaking it off. He's not sweating. It's kind of just like, let's play some Super Metroid. I think it's a good sign. But he's behind.
I think that's a good point. Yeah, I think that's a good point that I didn't really realize. If he's just playing his game again, that means he's completely shaken off that, game 1 and, realize it was just like a freak death. And he's like, you know what? I'm totally fine. But it looks like they are grabbing a little bit of an early morph in early spring, which I'm going to eat my words again. But when I see early spring, I am thinking we're going to get some water rooms or something, right? So I guess we'll see.
Yeah, all I'm fixated on is this screw attack. Like I'm just presuming the screw attack is going to be the logic, and you will need a lot to put that in logic. So it could just be nothing, and it's what do you call it, springboard that's the logic. But working this out is a little tough at the moment.
Yeah. So you're talking about the screw attack behind the green gate there at the start. Yeah. You think that there's gonna be some sort of mission that grab that so they can progress? I'm assuming. Which means if that is the case, they probably will not find power bombs anytime soon.
It's not. It's just missiles. Okay, so
what is missiles? Yeah, because they couldn't. They can't logically grab that other one, and Eddie feels like he probably did enough to where he doesn't want to risk it. Nice missile on that door for whatever reason, and he's gonna do it anyways. And this is honestly free for them, I think. Although
it's still, exactly. It's still.
Is Nito doing something funky again? He's good. I don't know what that was, but he recovered. He almost kind of got locked again. Yeah, they're just so
these
confident.
guys are just gamers. Hey, like this is top 4. They're just not even thinking about this crumble. I know we do it, but like, man, if there's a missile pack here and you've already got it, I don't think I'm doing that full. But no hesitation. Really, I don't know. It's really cool to see. They both just do it.
It is
really
really
the 10 pack.
Yeah, I mean, having 10. The thing is, I think the reason that's so valuable is, well, Eddie's only at 4, but the reason it's so valuable is, boom, this could be a pink door here, and then suddenly I have to farm. So like, if you can get it, it actually does save you a lot of time in a lot of scenarios. Which is funny because I wouldn't actually be using my missiles here, because if I'm progressing, I don't want to go into a spot where I'm needing the farm for missiles. Like this could have been a pink door, and then what? That's really annoying. So I actually like that Nito's keeping his 5 missiles here.
Well, I do as well. I don't like Eddie using it, but it is a tough room. What Eddie just did it was really impressive, to be honest. He didn't even think twice about it, but getting up through these little pieces here is super annoying. We're going to see on Nito's screen, he is going to shoot and farm and take some damage. Eddie just does a springboard, which I've never seen before. Without even thinking
like
of
that.
By
the way, we did get power bombs, so I think the likelihood of screw attack is a lot less, right? No?
Yeah, I think that the power bombs opens up Bubble Mountain. You have a call now to continue going left or go right. Bot wound hallway left and right is a huge moment in a lot of races. I wouldn't be surprised if they both do different things. Eddie choosing to continue on left. We'll see what Nito does.
Did they see the item in Bubble Mountain? I assume they scouted it. I didn't actually see.
It was supers, which is why I go back, which is what Nito's doing.
I think if it's supers, I think going back is definitely just the safer play, right? Like it's either plays. What do you think about not going back here?
I don't mind not going back either because you're already halfway through the tube. I would just go back because it's specifically supers. There's no right or wrong here. I think it is what it is, and Eddie gets speed from it, which is massive.
That is really good, actually. Blind the speed here is actually really nasty. Like the reward of pressing forward here, not going back for supers to where you can just easily get locked out. Because this door could have been a green door to get the speed. So Eddie, I would say it just worked out for him really well.
It makes you sick a little bit, doesn't it? It's gross.
It makes you a little sick, especially if he just goes back and gets supers now. Might make me even more sick. But because then he's just like ahead, you know, just cuz. But it looks like Eddie's actually just gonna progress. And did he?
Yeah, well, the map is.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, wait, there's a super block. There we go.
Ooh,
we got some code coming up.
To see it. Listen, we're not rooting against him, but I need some of these decisions to be burnt a little bit. You can't just get everything for free in life, right? Like, I don't want him to just get speed instantly, blindly. And Nito might never find the speed and get speed locked. Like, I don't know. Like, the wreck ship might lead to other zones.
It is going to come down to where the supers is, because I think Nito is just going to be fine. He's going to come over here with the speed booster, and Eddie can't make it.
Until Bryn starts to the right, and then after that's Norfair, and then Norfair.
Oh God, you're right.
But no, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. We're totally fine. There is an objective here. I didn't see if it was Botwoon or Dragon. I just saw a water room.
Yeah, same.
But
just want to shout out Nito there.
Ooh, nice brains.
Yeah, nice springs from both of them, to be honest. Nito did back and forward mode with spring, which is pretty sick, and Eddie's jumping around with it.
Right now, it's Botwoon then. Huh. Okay, that's totally fine. It's a little.
This is 3 super leeway.
Nice. Oh, you missed one, but it's a very, very good opener. The only problem is no charge means you just can't miss.
Okay, this is
really bad.
Really bad. You don't want to have to rely on your missiles.
Man, he's not happy about that.
I think he's got 3 leeway unless someone can correct. I'm pretty sure this is not. This is so bad because of the time you spend doing it, and Eddie has found his aqueduct progression here.
Oh wow. My God, dude.
Yeah, Nito just knows what he's doing. Hey, like what?
Oh, he's just waiting for this pattern. Oh,
that's crazy, man. That's okay. That's
insane. That is so insane to pull that off.
Wow, that's impressive, man. Really to do that with missiles, I'm like shocked.
Oh, meanwhile, the game's like, good job, Eddie. Not
good job, Eddie. Here's all
I'm actually gonna vomit. I honestly think this is disgusting.
He's going to be okay. And maybe? The upper bot wound kill.
He will, yeah.
And
it's fine.
It's
totally fine.
Maybe. Hold on, he's jumping up.
I'm just a little confused though. Like, I know Nito's gonna go for map first, which I would.
Map first is better.
Yeah, I would go for map.
We're just kind of coaching.
I hope there's not. He's doing the right thing. If there's another zone to the right, I might actually get sick, but we'll see.
Isn't that
What?
Huh? Isn't that Acid Chozo?
No, I didn't.
What was that room?
Oh, it was Acid Chozo.
How come it's got no X's? Oh, it does. It's got an X on the side. Okay, I see. Yeah.
Oh, so he would have had to go through. Oh, is he considering doing more Meridia stuff? Man, this is really rough though. Oh my God, he gets.
Okay, there's the super.
Dude, super that is so gnarly. I think. That's crazy. I guess I don't really understand. I didn't. Maybe he was just like, just assuming that's not logic beat to go back and get supers in Bubble Mountain. I don't really know. I didn't know that there would be 2 options for supers without breaking logic. Am I wrong to think this?
No. It doesn't have to be. So it's not always
Okay.
locked like that. It can be, but it's not.
Okay.
So the reason why Eddie did it is because map was left. That's why.
Yeah.
Like supers are back in Bubble Mountain. He paused and saw map was left, so he continued on, and it just
That's fair.
worked out.
It's just crazy how much he's getting.
I know, but Norfair can be big. I know. Look, we're coping game 3, right? Like we're in this together. We're coping game 3. So here's cope.
Listen, Nito's actually playing well. It's just he's not going towards these. That might not matter though. Like it could be totally fine. Nito's gonna do this. He does have the objective. It just depends if Norfair is isolated. Eddie's in an extremely good spot, right? Because he just gets these majors and like will be forced back through the other zones, right? So
yeah.
I do think that like, oh, this is nasty, huh?
He's just getting blocked at all points.
Things are not working out on Nito's decisions at the moment, which is rough. He only has one power bomb left too. Like the situation's just a little bit rough. I guess he's decide now if he wants to go to the left of Batu E-Tank, or if he's going to blind more Meridia, because it doesn't really look like that map's super accessible. I don't really know.
These positions are pretty awful. Like when you've got one tank and you're running around trying to get to the map and it's heat, it just feels so bad. There's nothing really wrong about what he's doing. It just hasn't worked out.
Right.
It's just rough.
Meanwhile, Eddie's in a really good spot. He having high jump and grapple with Spring, he can basically traverse any. I got a little excited and then it was
me too. I always get excited with the big dot.
Like a glimmer of light left my eyes, but I mean Eddie still hasn't gotten map, but he's going towards it now. Man, he got a lot done without getting map. That's really good for Eddie.
Yeah, for sure. It's really going to come down to this Norfair map structure. So huge moment for Eddie coming up here, how this map looks to determine what it's going to be like.
I wonder what Nito's going to do now, because in my head, I'm just trying to go to the next zone where I know I can potentially get a map, and that might just mean Norfair. I'm not too sure. Meridia seems too hard to get it. He did find the second objective, which is Acid Chozo, and he already killed Batoon. So Nito has some good information, right? Okay, but we have a map here.
But
did you see anything on that map?
So this is likely our play for right sandpit into wreck ship for Eddie. Ooh, wait. Oh, he's refilling at the ship. Okay, so there's a zone all the way over on the left. The whole cope is that Eddie doesn't get back to wreck ship, and the knowledge for Nito comes in clutch. I don't think that's going to be what happens. I think that he's going to go right sandpit to wreck ship, and Eddie's just going to be ahead. But we'll see.
But is Eddie going to go? I guess he is going to go into Batoon because he only has 5 supers, but he will get the 10. He might be a little more intimidated by this fight. Nito had a very solid game plan, and we just don't know if Eddie has that same game plan. But he does have 20 missiles, so yeah. And there's majors here, so he's gonna get hooked up. Is that charge?
No,
it's wave. Okay, nice. Oh, he might be. Yeah, we'll see.
I kind of missed that from chat. Everyone's saying there's a B there. I actually missed the B. Typical miss transitions.
The thing is, I don't even think we need to cope that bad. I think Nito is still fine. He does have the Batoon kill. It just like depends on how Nito traverses through N. But yeah.
There's a couple things. Eddie's still in the sandpit. The fact that Nito couldn't kill the Acid Chozo is quite big. Knowing it's really good, but not being able to complete it doesn't feel as good because he's got a lot to do. Eddie has done a lot that Nito's going to have to do now.
Eddie did do a lot, yeah. Nito kind of struggled. I mean, it's a little flub, but these matter in these intense matches with 2 players so highly skilled, right? Like every micro decision matters, every single tiny nuance and mistake matters. So Nito having a little bit of flub there, totally fine. But shaking his head, he's like, "All right, get together. Time to lock in, Nito."
Eddie, this is a huge moment for what Eddie's deciding to do.
This map is quite large in Norfair. Geez, yeah, I'm not too sure what is It kind of looks like he's going back direct ship.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Eddie talks about this, like completing zones behind him. There is Meridia here, so I don't really like the wreck ship back as much.
Wait, really?
But
he talks about that?
Yeah, he likes completing zones behind him. He likes getting things out of the way, like isolated zones and stuff.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Like other people
Okay.
don't care.
I guess if there is a B zone, we missed it, so Eddie could have missed it. I guess I don't really know, because if B is at the bottom left of Big Pink, I would have thought Eddie would go to B, actually. So I do think it's pretty rare for Eddie to overlook zones, though.
Yeah, I think he does.
I think
Eddie
it's like
really
very rare for Eddie to overlook zones, honestly.
Eddie choosing the top route, which I like because I think the map is up here. So he's just taking a scroll to wreck ship to notice that.
Oh, that's actually really good because Nito couldn't get the map. And if he gets the map here, I mean, Eddie's playing really solid here. And this routing's working out very well for him. Man, this is actually a little scary for Nito, dude. It's fine. Oh, this is stressing me out.
Close. Yeah, I know. Following in the footsteps of Eddie, they're all doing the same things, trying to get to the map.
Yeah.
But the edge Nito did have was the knowledge of wreck ship, which it looks like Eddie's going to have in a second too. A few people talking about it being good, but ultimately the knowledge is the factor, and the knowledge gap is less than the time it's going to take Nito to pick all these items up.
The knowledge is weaker. Oh, Eddie actually.
Oh, Eddie!
Dude.
He has to
Eddie?
do this because he only has one power bomb.
Did he save recently? Because this could be kind of bad, no? Like, you can
If
get
he goes
power
through.
Yeah. If he goes through, it's actually risky, no? No, not really. Cause I guess if he sees a power bomb door on the right, he can bail. It's a save. Actually, dude, he might not do this.
He's got one out.
He doesn't like it. Oh,
the face! Emotion!
Oh, this, I'm kind of surprised. I'm gonna be honest. I think Eddie's very critical of people who make this play. Actually, he was very critical of Oats and Spiffy, like, because there's a few times where they kind of went on this relative. I mean, they had their own. Wow, that UWJ's.
I did not like looking at that UWJ.
Oh my.
Wow,
okay, just find straight on. So there's 3 bosses there.
That is an objective. There are 3 objectives in wreck ship.
3.
This needs to stop. I'm sick of it. What do you mean? There's 3 objectives in wreck ship. That's huge because Nito doesn't know that. The little knowledge that he had before of 2 objectives.
However, it actually is not that bad for him, I think, because he knows he has to go back for Acid Chozo. The only dangerous thing is if he decides then to get that and skip map somehow.
But would you skip the map? Like, wouldn't you think that, you do that objective going, that's wreck ship done. I'm not going to go up to the other entrance. Like, there's
I
no
would
way.
maybe from the top, I think, because of the map. Only because that's how it works out. But if there was not an entrance from the top, I would definitely skip that map, if that makes sense. That's how I would approach it. But
there's a lot of philosophies in the chat.
Because there's a top entrance, I don't think I would ever skip it. But if there was a bottom entrance, I probably would skip it. Because, I did 2 bosses and wreck ship's tiny. So that's how I would approach it. But I don't know. I don't know what they'll do. We'll see.
It's just crazy either way.
I
need to make it up good time
almost
here.
think if I was Eddie, I would have maybe killed Dre.
On 55 health with it's so slow. There's a few things with the Dre kill.
You farm the webs and grapple and spring out. He has 25, 15 super. I don't know. I think it was doable, honestly. It's
doable potentially, but man, it's like, what, you have to get your health up. You have to hope that you get a PV drop after it as well.
I'm curious if Oats would have done that. I think Oats is extremely good at Dragon, so there are people who could do that, I think. I think there's plenty of people who it was reasonable. Yeah. I guess it just wasn't reasonable for Eddie, but I think for some players, if you're well practiced at it, isn't it the best play there? Because you get power bombs. You get an objective, you can get out easy. Aussie would kill Dre there. I believe it. I think it wouldn't. It's not as long as you guys think. You farm health. You have 15 supers. And then you can either zap him or just kill him with ammo. But either way, it's fine. Eddie's doing. Eddie got Platoon. Nito's still yet to find Norfair map. Eddie's making his way. He does have. I think that was Spring Flame. I didn't really see.
Yeah, he's.
Ooh, some heated rooms. A little
Eddie
spicy again.
Earlier.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Nito couldn't do this earlier.
Nito couldn't do it because Nito did not have high jump yet. Okay, yeah, Nito looks like Nito will now be potentially heading the map. I'm not too sure. But I would assume there's not many options. Or, is he just blinding the pit here?
Let's go, Nito!
That's kind of interesting. I didn't see.
I don't like the pit blind here, but maybe he knows. Maybe
scary.
There's a structure under. I didn't see. He's right. I just didn't see if there was something underneath it, but it's going to work out here.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he did save first, so it's totally fine. But I guess I just like I'm just surprised. I mean, the map's bad. I don't know. It's a tough one, honestly. It's a tough seed. So I'm happy to see two of the best players in the world play it. You know,
sure.
I wouldn't really want to play this one. It looks pretty bad.
Oh my god,
this is kind of scary for Eddie. Oh, this map oh man, is he gonna get bailed out? Oh, dude, I'm gonna be honest. Is Eddie?
Dude, there's like 4 things in wreck ship. What's happening?
I've told Eddie this before. Is Eddie not the luckiest player of all time in some ways? Like
he gamed a little.
Oh my! Okay, that was actually. Never mind. He's actually cracked. That was such a good reaction.
Take it back. He's the best.
It was a really good reaction. Like killing that and then pause.
Eddie's on form today. Like he's moving through the water crazy. He's running through.
He's playing really well.
Planes and everything, and his heat management's like. I would have died 10 times with the heat by now. He's looking.
Yeah, he did know his Fantoon. I realized that, but I just meant like in general, Cutie, just the way things work out. That's what I mean. Like the thing is, Eddie is cracked and he plays really well, but yeah, I mean, I'm mostly kidding for the effort of Nito. Yeah, kind of rough. You know what? I take it back. Eddie relies on luck. What is this, a 15 round?
You flip-flop 3 times in this one fight.
Yeah, what's going on? Well, he's a 17 round Fantoon. No, he's healing for health, I think.
Okay, wait, he's good.
He's just healing for health. I'm kidding.
By
the way, this is arcade strats. At one point, you like have to do this in arcade. It's just farm for health. So I've been there, done that. Definitely. Oh wait, so this brings up a good point. All fast mids. Wait, he actually is lucky. Never mind. I didn't even notice that.
Can't keep up.
It happened so fast I couldn't even tell. So now Eddie has a decision though. You definitely need to think about going for Dragon here, right? Oh, is he?
No, I don't think so. So,
isn't it too far though? Like,
I think you just go Maria, to be honest.
Yeah. If you can't do Acid Chozo yet, there's no point, right?
I'd have to see this Meridia. He's going to run into the same.
Meridia was rough though. Yeah, Meridia was rough. I think it makes sense too for him to just go back to Meridia.
He doesn't know it's rough, but he's going to hit Musketeers like Nito did. Getting out of here is no joke either, by the way. I just want to say that this is like that whole section that Eddie's had to do here to get out.
No, it was crazy. I mean, I know, guys. Eddie's one of my closest friends, right? We talk all the time, you know. So I'm just teasing. Eddie is actually insanely cracked, and I know he's very, very skilled, and he does plan a lot of his decisions, you know, in map randos. So I was being harsh on him, but he is, in the end, he's actually just insanely good at any game he touches. But so Eddie does have
huge moment here. Sorry to cut you off.
No, it's a
what's
big
happening
moment.
now is Eddie's checking where to go. Nito knows how bad that Meridia map is, so he is making Brinstar play right now. This is like where Eddie has to, and Eddie is going back as well. This is actually very close, but Eddie has Dragon knowledge. No, he's going to Meridia. Yeah, this is crazy. I think that he's going to run into the same issue that Nito did.
Because Norfair's to the left, but I think he's going to go to Meridia. And I do think he's going to run into the same issue as Nito and get burnt. But Man, does that just put Nito actually like?
I
Wait, how did
think
this
he
happen? How
might.
is-
It's because Nito, the knowledge of going back to Dragon is going back to Meridia is pretty big. Nito
Yes.
blinding everything he needed before hitting the map in Norfair was also very big. I actually think he
Right.
consolidated the Norfair stuff a lot quicker.
He had to have, because it feels like he's like kind of, yeah, because the thing is, killing Batoon 2 before, they both did the same thing. Nito just did it first. So yeah, this is kind of crazy. And by the way, look at Nito's resources. Actually, look at both the resources. The real struggle is they're only on 2 tanks, right? And there's a lot of heat. But they do have 30 missiles, 25 supers. Now there is no Ridley objective, so it's a little less important, but it's still important for Mother Brain, and they're essentially fine for Mother Brain. They don't really need to think about ammo a ton, right?
Yeah.
If anything, majors have a lot of value here.
So Eddie was able to go this way, which was a top path to the map because he had an extra E-tank that Nito didn't have. And he gets a farm, and he gets charge and wave, and he's going to be able to get out of here. Just a little FYI.
Jeez, that's really crazy, actually. Man, space is gonna be nice for Eddie catching up here. Space is really good. Charge also gets rid of a lot of, like, you know, if you ever like, oh, what's the exact ammo I need from? Oh, that was kind of a bad hit, but he's totally fine. Oh,
he's fine.
Eddie.
Nito does have enough
fine.
supers.
Takes 4 supers to open those things.
This is crazy. These guys are showing, like, this is a bit of a showcase in heat map plays. This is really tough what they're doing. All this heat stuff is crazy.
Okay.
And Nito 2
So what's
tank
going
going
here?
the bottom stairs. Wild.
Nevdi, because we haven't seen tanks. Does that mean T just has Varia in tanks or what?
And
It's like,
I
what's
can't
going
keep
on?
up.
Doesn't that mean that Torian has to have had some sort of solution for all this heat?
It can just have the tanks to put Varia here too.
Right,
So,
but we haven't. Where's the
yeah.
tanks, brother? Like,
Where's
where
the
are they?
tanks?
Yeah, where
Probably
are
in Torian,
they?
like you said.
Are they
probably
here?
in
They both
Torian.
are in 2. They have 2 tanks each. Yeah, it doesn't have to be Varia, but okay, Eddie's okay. He's fine. He's fine. I got a little scared. Oh wait, here we go. So we got Mother Brain and Brinstar in a major, and a Meridia connection.
And BT was way over to the right as well.
You know,
Nito is. Oh, this is weird. So this Dragon knowledge is going to be huge. I think.
no, I think. Ah, God. So I think Nito just has to get. Wait, so Nito has all the objectives, right? So BT's
No.
here. Well, no, he knows
doesn't
where
know.
they all are, right?
I don't think he knows about Dre, does he? Did I miss
No,
it?
he doesn't
I don't
know
think-
about Dre, but okay, right. But I'm assuming when he goes back to Acid Chozo, he'll do a swoop for. But you're right. He might have to look. He might look
He
for
might just
Dre
go to
still.
C. Yeah, he's just going to go to C and look for Dre, I think.
Yeah. I mean, he kind of has to because he doesn't have the means to kill Acid Chozo yet. So might as well try to get the means to do Acid Chozo while looking for Dre.
Yeah,
Ooh, that was pretty cool.
taking notes, man.
I didn't know what he was doing. Yeah, I didn't know what he was doing, but he's just farming. That was pretty cool. So yeah, Eddie, did he get mapped, by the way? I was paying attention. I was like watching Nito do these crazy sparks and got hypnotized. But
No, so
he has not gotten mapped yet.
Yeah, he hit the same problem we were talking about with that musketeer, but he was able to go top route and find charge wave, which could matter. It may not, but it looks like he has run into the same.
It will help traverse some bad rooms, and it does speed you up. It honestly saves. If one person started with space and the other person never got space, I would imagine you lose like a couple minutes or a minute at least, right? Because space is just so good. But look, we finally getting the tanks that we have not seen, so that's really good.
Be interesting to know how many tanks you need for Chozo. You really do want a reserve for it, I think.
I think a reserve solves it, because you don't need to go back down. You just need to drain the acid and leave. So you actually don't need that much HP. And by the way, Eddie doing a little bit of a scary dude. This is what I'm talking about. Space solved this problem. It didn't solve it, but I don't know. He might not.
This could be the logic.
Yeah, he might not have done it without screwing space. It makes a huge difference here. And now he gets the map. However, we know that it's not going to show any bosses, but it might move to Bryn, and then Eddie can take Bryn. So that'd put Eddie in a pretty good spot.
You know what?
Then
It does sleep to Bryn. It does.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I see that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I mean.
Oh,
So
okay,
Eddie
sorry,
might. No. Yeah, Eddie might actually just loop to Bryn, and then he won't get baited by C. Or was Brennan? I'm getting a little confused because they're honestly they move so.
I know
fast
they are.
that I like. That so they'll go 2 zones, but I blink 4 times and they're in 2 different zones. So it's hard to keep up. 32 for Nito though. Dragon's very doable now. I think. I think it's much more doable. But I do think Nito needs. It would be nice to have more power bombs for Crystal Flash because infinite heat, and a reserve would be good. I think actually a reserve like solves a lot of issues. I mean, they still need tanks or Varia for Mother Brain, right? So yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But Eddie will have the game solved very soon, completed. Nito is positionally ahead, but I think the knowledge is crazy.
Does he have a good pivot save here? There's 2 majors here. And with the knowledge we have, it's Plasma, Varia, Grav, Ice, Bombs left, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, not great odds for something spicy, but a lot of spicy items in that pool.
It looks like Eddie's going for these tanks. He may go up for the major still. There was another major bottom left of Big Pink, which Nito already has, which was Spazer, which he could get. So there is a lot of stuff Eddie can do before he does solve this seed. It's just going to depend on when Nito...
Well, he hasn't seen BT, by the way. The only thing wasn't solved. And if he goes Brinstar, it will be solved. Is there any reason he doesn't go Bryn here? I have a slight theory.
Yeah, go into your theory. Yeah, I think he does. But
I think he could go up and want to do Dre and then go to a different zone from there. But I don't know.
No, yeah, it's something.
It's like it's possible he goes Dre into T or something. I don't really think that makes it. I mean, I don't know. He's grabbing all these tanks. He's preparing for Mother Brain. He also wants the tanks for. Mother Brain, right? So I don't know. We'll see. I really don't know what he's gonna do.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. We're 33 minutes in a seed and we can't really pick it yet. It's awesome to get seeds like this for sure.
Oh yeah.
This is very, very big decisions. Gravity found by Eddie, quite a big item. It's going to help with movement, but I don't know if he would rather see that than Varia.
I wonder if this is just an immediate bail. I think getting these majors would be really rough, but he also just doesn't have as much as Eddie, you know what I mean? So he's probably thinking about it. They're like kind of gross, but you can do it.
The plasma one is really bad. There's an E-tank over there and he's
not as bad with his health and high jump, but it is, yeah. You can spark them all. I mean, it's pretty bad still, right? It's pretty bad, but Nito probably has tech for that room. But anyways, he's just going to bail. I think bailing makes a lot of sense here. Like, they're just not great.
I agree. I think it has to be, in Nito's perspective, exactly a suit, I think, to be worth. And even then, it's like, I don't know, statistically, bailing seems good. Man, so many hard choices for Nito. I've never seen him pause this much. This is really tough.
At this point, if you are Nito, are you like, well, I would actually definitely go get the map and do Dre and just bank on my map and Acid Chozo to see what's going on. Because you already found BT. So I think the fact you know where Acid Chozo is, it makes a lot more sense to get the map, but we'll see. Going to M's fine too, because it does loop into the zones you need. So
M just looks good to me. Without knowing where Dre is, it just seems like doing anything other than M would be a mistake.
Don't you think there's value though in only one boss being left and you know where Acid Chozo is, like getting that map? Because then,
like, literally, honestly, I just never pick Dragon to be in Rexia. Does that make sense? Like, I'm just thinking
it's
going to be.
But I can't tell if that's like
Good
a
enough.
vibe check or if it's like based in logic.
I'd have to look at the numbers for it and see, but I just don't
Right.
think that you can play for 3 objectives in a zone, even though it can happen.
Right.
I think it's just it's going to M, I think.
M's probably fine for him here. Yeah. I mean, M is still okay. Like, once he does M, he has to then go and do Acid Chozo and then I think get the map. But I don't know. We'll see what he does. I have no idea what he does.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think at that point you just have to bank on that. So it should. I think it could end up relatively close. But I'm guessing Eddie has a little bit of leaks. I think Eddie was in Meridia forever, man. Like, is Nito gonna take this long? But Eddie still has to go back up and kill Dre, and Nito will be closer to Dre, I think. But
I don't know. I can't cope. I think it's too much. It's really tough.
Do you think someone's way ahead?
To come back. Yeah,
Do you think Nito's that far behind? I don't actually see that.
To get that map, you have to go around that heat. You have to go and kill Fantoon.
Eddie reset.
Wait, what? Eddie reset? Wait,
I guess
I looked
he
away
felt
for
like
a second. Can anyone help me?
Wait.
Oh, he got the map, did he? Oh, okay, sorry.
Oh, did he get the map? Oh, okay.
That makes sense.
Oh, he got Mother Brain. Oh, so he's just banking.
Oh, he only got Mother Brain. He didn't get the map. Oh, okay.
Right. So he's just banking on Bomb Trees of being here potentially, or he'll just go back and get map with Mother Brain, because he knows where Mother Brain is now. It's pretty interesting, actually. But it's actually sort of the logic I'm trying to apply to Nito going back and doing Dre, where like you do Dre and you get that and you just like, I think it's worth the chance. I don't know. You have to go back there no matter what. So in my opinion, if you have to go back to a zone no matter what, like, I think it's fine to try to combo the objectives. I think it's still rough for Nito, of course, but yeah, I guess we'll see. This is a pretty cool play by Eddie, though, the revert into this. We'll see. I guess the only tragic thing that could happen is if he loops back into Bryn from like Norfair and decides to peep T, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, it's too far away. Yeah, as long as with that reset, as long as Eddie does these objectives,
it is on the way though, ish, to wreck ship.
What's on the way, sir?
T is slightly on the way because he's going to approach wreck ship from the top. So
isn't T really far over
I think it's really far, yeah, but yeah, we'll see. But yeah, no, Eddie, it's not really in the way, but I mean, Eddie still doesn't have Bomb 3-0 knowledge, so I don't know.
Yeah,
I think he's just gonna leave. He's talked about this before, just like, okay, I found Mother Brain. I'm just gonna, assume Bomb 3-0 is in that zone as well. And just bank on it not being T.
Nito doing as expected. Nice jump from Eddie there through that door. That was sick.
That was nice.
Nito doing as expected. Top route for map. He's got more health now. He's probably going to do exactly what Eddie did. Wrap around for the screw attack and then use that to go to key hunters. Musketeers with a save. And then probably hard reset and do the wreck ship you're talking about. Which I think it's correct. What he's doing is right. It's just unfortunate that it's not going to work. I just don't see how he avoids the Fantoon kill that Eddie did if he does wreck ship.
Oh, right, the Fantoon. Did Eddie see... Yeah, Eddie did Fantoon before he did Dre, right? I actually forgot about Fantoon, so that makes sense.
Eddie saw Dre first.
Oh,
I see too.
Right, because he did that because he had no power bombs. So he like...
Yes.
Okay, but that's also why I was actually the luck thing I was talking about before. See, the no powerbomb situation, like, it still could have. But I guess I don't know. What was Eddie trying something there? Oh no, I thought it was like
the sparks.
Yeah. Oh.
Cool.
Okay,
I just that little frame there instead of just holding.
Yeah.
Angle.
I guess I wonder if Eddie's like really wanting a blue suit here. It almost looks like it. So he could have. Oh no, he's just gonna end it. It almost looked like Eddie was like fiending for a blue suit here a little bit. But I don't think he cares that much. I don't know if he had another plan in mind for that, but no, it looks like it's fine. Probably just skipping this X, yeah, because he's good.
Yeah.
He has charge too, so like, you know, he doesn't have to have perfect ammo for Mother Brain. This is brutal. The Meridian map's just really rough. That's like the issue.
Yeah. Interesting to see if Nito hard double resets. Actually wouldn't mind it. It would work out here, but we'll see. It's a big moment. Obviously now we have Eddie. Is he going to go back to the known Mother Brain zone for the BT that's there? Or is he going to pick Torian? That's sort of what we're looking at for Eddie right now. And for Nito, how quickly can he get out of Meridia?
Yeah, I think one of the problem is he wants health and stuff for... I don't think he needs that much health for Acid Chozo, I thought.
Yeah.
Because can't you just drain the acid and then leave back to the right? I guess I don't know how much... I don't know how much energy you need for that.
I have no idea. Yeah,
but he does need one more tank for Mother Brain. So grabbing these two is probably fine. I wonder if he just grabs these two and bails. And there's a reserve as well for some security.
Eddie with the HP, able to go back to quick away. Probably going to pivot to North Air or just straight down to Meridia.
I think Eddie's going to go, I mean, whatever the fastest route back in the Brinstar is. I think. Yeah, I think he's just banking on skipping zones to, you know, on BT and Mother Brain being in the same zone. Which is why he did that reset and didn't get map. I've heard him talk about this before, especially if you're up 1-0, gambling on just a winning move like that is like very good, right? This is actually when because Eddie's also a competitor. So like he does think a little bit more like that too. Like if you're up 1-0, you can take like the slight play. I mean, he might just always do this because it might just always, you know, hedge on getting the first display anyways. But yeah.
Yeah, it looks like he's got eyes set on Brinstar here.
Yeah, he's going to Brinstar. I've heard him talk about this before. Just like if he sees Mother Brain and he has one boss left, he always reverts it. I've seen him and heard him talk about this before. Yeah. Well, what's Spiffy saying? The only real shot here is like huge overlookies on BT, and then he like does other zones, right? Yeah. So he actually he gets the map, scrolls the map, and then is like, where is BT? He pulls a me versus Techno game 3 and just like can't see the objective. After looking at the map like 4 times, and then, you know, goes elsewhere. Looks like Nito, is he? Oh, I think you can't actually get the map from this way, but he doesn't know that yet.
Yeah, I think this is the way.
Can he get the map from here? Well, Eddie went all the way around. So...
Oh, I wasn't paying attention. I thought...
Oh, yeah, I think you can get the map from here, but you can't get the Dragon from here. Sorry.
Yeah, you can't get the Dragon from here.
Yeah, you can't get the Dragon.
You can't get the Dragon, yeah. That's what I was saying. This is the unlucky.
Yeah, it actually is just a lot more movement than I realized. All right, Eddie, is he going to start blinding blue doors to the right?
This is the way to the map, yes. This is what I was worried about, the Fantoon consolidation, which just
yeah, you're right. Ready?
Man, I really...
take blue doors to the right. I'm checking that door, dude.
I'm checking that door. Imagine if BT was there. Could you imagine?
I mean, I'm checking that door. I'm gonna be honest, dude. He's just looking for BT. He's already planning on just getting after.
It's not gonna matter, but I still think the reset's not good. Maybe the map was in a really bad spot and Eddie knew that or something, but it's over here. Yeah, okay.
The thing is, he just does. I think it makes sense though. Like this is just such a massive winning play. Like you save so much time, right?
Oh, it was because of the map position, yeah. But normally you would go for the map and then reset, so you'd have.
Yeah.
You knew the other connector was better, so very quick to see that from Eddie. Really impressive.
right,
Now
so-
he sees the end of the game.
He saw BT, yeah. I'm pretty sure Nito's only getting slows, by the way, and I'm quite positive Eddie had like a 19-round Fantoon. I know he was farming,
You're quite
but
positive.
not a single one was a slow, by the way. Just a little FYI. No slows from Eddie. Oh, the rare slow now for Nito.
Oh my
What
God.
is this? Well,
Eddie, just want to
Okay.
shout him out because we don't really get to talk about sick movement much. Eddie laid a power bomb in wreck ship just high enough to not break the bottom blocks, but enough to break the right blocks, so he could do a mock ball through. That's like
that's-
drowning in sweat. That's like so gross that he did that. It's crazy, but I got to shout him out.
drowning in sweat. Oh my god, it's pretty sick. I would have got that E-tank if I was him to refill, unless he's gonna do it on the way out. I guess it doesn't matter. There's multiple. Yeah, he'd probably do it later. I mean, he doesn't need much. I mean, I know Eddie probably feels like it's a play.
I'm with Nito. I'm with Nito. Huge head shakes. Yep. He's talking to himself. I love the face game. Nito, brother, I'm with you. I agree. What's going on?
That's actually brutal.
He's actually so mad about that.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
Nito can't be happy about this. I mean, he could come. I mean, he could feel like Eddie did the same thing, though. I mean, it makes sense. Like, Eddie just ended up going, because Eddie didn't have the acid Chozo knowledge. I think it led him to come here quicker too.
Yeah, there's a few things. It does come down. This is going to sound like super weird. It comes down to Eddie going left at Bot Wound Hallway and Nito going back right for the super pack. That's essentially how we have this difference. Not because Eddie gets those items first, but because Eddie has E-tanks. So the E-tanks, one E-tank for Nito stops him from getting ready map. He has to do all this other nonsense and come back for it later. Eddie does it one pass, and the one pass is like absurd here. So it is going left, getting a super bailout, getting all those mages, and getting enough health to one pass all of this. It's just a really brutal situation that Nito got blocked
Yeah.
from heat.
I mean, here's the thing, guys. It sounds like we kind of framed it in the context of it being a bailout, but realistically, Eddie's super also could have been logical. It's not necessarily like. It's just a little strange to have seen one early and not go back for it. That's all. Whereas most people would go back for that to not like get super locked, but Eddie would rather. The thing is, too, I think if you're up 1-0 versus a good player. If that was a factor into his play, I actually respect it a lot more, because then it's like you just get an edge of what he's doing, right? I'll just get it later and not waste my time going back. And I do think if you factor that in, it's actually just like a lot better.
I like what they both did. Because the map was left, I like Eddie going left, even without a super. Because the super was known back right, I like Nito going right for the super. I think they're fine. It's just so happens that on Eddie's journey, he gets the tanks to one pass and Nito gets blocked from knowledge. Like, that's just how it be sometimes.
Yep. It is brutal that Nito had to go back. I didn't see a farm, but I'm assuming there is something that Eddie will cook up here for Mother Brain.
Yeah, he usually has a plan. Does have charge.
Oh, it's just a farm room, right?
It's just the freest room I've ever seen. Yeah.
It's just the freest room of all time. Perfect farm. No need to worry. Don't need to do anything. Don't need to get more tanks. Don't need to go get Varia. And you get a free Zeb skip. So it will work out. Eddie will be able to take this. Only Emmett and Oats are thinkers. That I've never seen a more true statement in all of Twitch chat and all.
Is that a mod? Is that a SpeedGaming mod? Do we mod that person?
I mean, I think that would be honestly appropriate.
I'm harping on the difference.
You know what's funny? If you mess up on this, short charge too. Oh yeah, he didn't. He's like, oh.
I would have done the same.
I actually would have done the same thing. That's funny. You barely got that, by the way. I know it looks like his HP's getting low, but he's actually fine. He still has that reserve in the bank. So he's 118 health to play with. Sometimes these Rinkas can be a little weird, but yeah, he's good. He has infinite ammo as well.
You kill him too quick, they just come back too quick. So Eddie, knowing that, keeps him alive. He's played very well this game. It is. I don't really like how the seed worked out. I think that they both made the right calls, and this is the difference we see. But in Eddie's credit, man, he's ganked it. He's moved and decided.
Yeah, I mean, he's playing well. Like he played. He just didn't. He also didn't make any like bad mistakes. Like, you know what I mean? It kind of does come down. I mean, it's almost, you know, it can come down to that sometimes. Like, who's gonna like flub first? You know what I mean? Kind of like amateur chess. Like, you just wait for the person to like overlook sacking their queen. Like, you know,
make less mistakes.
What happened.
Right.
But Nito, I actually don't think made any mistakes here. I think just like you said, I don't think he made mistakes. He just got put on what he decided to do. And what he decided to do, honestly, is probably what I think the safer and better play maybe on average. But, you know, I do think Eddie played a little more aggressively skipping the super, which did work out, which I like. If you're up 1-0 and you're against a player who is arguably the best player in the tournament, isn't it like pretty good to play more aggressively game 2 when you have an advantage? That's how I feel. I like the spark here.
Yeah, quicker escape here from Eddie. Nito's played very well too. That bot moon fight was crazy. He just double springboard out of Dragon without even thinking about it.
Blew my mind. Him doing that bot tune there is actually crazy. Like, the confidence there to hit that, and he knew. The thing is, he knew. I mean, I learned something from that. He waited for a specific pattern to not miss the missiles, and like, so he knew what he was doing. He just knew it was a little slow, but it was sick. But yeah, Eddie is going to be wrapping this up. He knows where ship is. He's heading there now. Going straight there. Shouldn't be any problem. Well, okay, I say that. No, you'll be all right. I totally forget where ship is too. I mean, we've seen it, yeah.
Yeah, probably. It's somewhere.
It's somewhere.
It's middle of.
Oh, it's just in Norfair. Yeah, it's right above him.
Everything's in Norfair these days.
Everything, yeah, it's just all in Norfair.
Nito on the final objective as Eddie approaches the ship. Relatively close, all things considered.
Yeah, for sure. And G's Eddie taking it 2-0 over Nito. Kind of a surprising 2-0, to be honest. It's the way it worked out. Unfortunate game 1 for Nito. Couldn't really see how that would have properly fleshed out, and yeah. And we are joined now by Nito. Hello, Nito. GG's on the performance. That was pretty interesting and crazy game 2. Maybe we'll wait for Eddie to get in here. But yeah. And here's Eddie joining us now. Eddie, congrats.
Hello.
GG's.
GG's.
Whew. Yeah.
GG. GG Nito.
GG's.
GG's. Yeah.
Typical question. Thoughts? Go. Speak. How do you feel?
Well, that last seed was weird. That's all I have to say about that one.
Yeah, I mean, not very often you see 3 objectives in wreck ship.
Yeah.
I was screaming, Nito, don't you worry. I was mad.
Yeah, I was just counting on Dre being somewhere else. Like, I saw Batu and I saw Acid Chozo, and I just figured, okay, like, circle back around here when I have the resources for it, and we'll just hit up other zones. And all those other zones were also just pretty crappy. Like, not a whole lot.
You actually, yeah, there's one, like, you guys can analyze and look at the game after. There's like one moment of the seed that decided, like, you guys were very close. Head into bot moon hallway, clean up the early game. Map is left after you get your power bombs, and a super is to the right. Eddie goes left, Nito goes right. That's sort of dictated how the match went. Eddie was able to find E-tanks and consolidate the maps in one pass, when Nito was back and forward, getting blocked by heat and everything. So pretty crazy the way it worked. The last seed.
Yeah, so, this last seed, because Nito
I like what you both did.
Yeah. Nito going back to the right, got the super, killed Batoon, which was sick, by the way. Nito had to clutch it out with just missiles and couldn't miss anything. It was like horrifying. But Nito did scout Acid Chozo, which very much incentivized him to like wait to come back and not get
that makes sense. Yeah, I didn't see it.
And then he went to go in the Meridia, but it was just too hard with what he only had one tank, so like the Three Musketeers were just like too much to bypass, right? So when
it's
you
like
got
a really
there,
it's nasty.
It was rough.
Yeah. The Meridia map was that was nasty.
Yeah.
I thought about not doing it, and then believe it or not, it's after that one race where we did where Oates was calling me a coward. I thought about it. I'm like, I could totally do this probably. we literally looked at the numbers, remember? And I'm like, I could probably. I went through this because I just got the screw in space, so I'm like, I definitely should be able to do this.
Yeah.
Leaving it was just too weak.
With screw in space, it was like pretty. You could do that. If you couldn't get that, it could have been kind of different. But I do have one question, Eddie. Did you change your plan at all because you are up 1-0 versus like, arguably the best player in the league right now? Like, did you?
I don't
think
maybe you I did. I will. But I don't think I did in this case. If anything, there was a moment in game 1 where I probably should have done something else, which is I overcollected, I think, in the beginning. I think it was too safe.
We were talking about that a little. Yeah. You're actually playing pretty so that's what I was wondering, though, because it seemed like in game 2, I thought you played a little bit more aggressive, and I was mentioning how maybe Eddie's doing that because I think if you're up 1-0 and you do like a couple aggressive things to maybe like, squeak out a win, then it's like, and if you can do that, then it's the right play to do. And I thought maybe that's why you went left. Like, there's a super to the right, but it's super slow. Let's just bank on there being progression to the left and supers and stuff, because we didn't think it was bad or anything. I just thought it was slightly more aggressive, but maybe you always do that. I'm not too sure.
I can't remember that part, so something tells me there was nothing. If it was the early game, I think I just play the way that I normally do. So basically, at the start, right, you have power bombs, you have morph, you have spring. Bubble Mountain has the super. You go, but you don't have supers or power bombs yet. You go left. Yeah, we didn't have power bombs.
So you go left and you go to bot to an E-tank and you get power bombs. So there's actually a big decision there. You just have to go back and get the super now, right?
If I remember correctly, it was like, wasn't it pretty hard to get back? Was there also a map to the left? I can't remember.
There was a map to the left. That's why I like what you did. But I also like what Nito did.
Because the idea is like I can get the map and then come back, right? So I don't want to like go back and then have to double back a second time, if that makes sense, right? So, and then if I have to hang out on the right side, like, because Bubble Mountain, I didn't see any of those doors, right? So if the solution is in Bubble Mountain and I go to the supers and I come back, I don't want to be blinding the Bubble Mountain before I get the map, so I just continue forward to get the map. That was
okay. Yeah, I was curious if you were adjusting slightly, but it doesn't really sound like it.
No.
I guess I'm a little confused on that because all those rooms are separated between 2 regions. So the map that you're talking about, I think, is the Norfair map, but Bubble Mountain is wrecked ship. So I guess I'm a little confused on like.
Yeah, now I'm remembering. Yeah.
Wasn't wreck ship map actually north? Right,
northeast.
Like upright.
It was upright.
It was upright.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think if I remember correctly, we enter Norfair. There's the hallway, and then if you go through the left of the hallway, the map is like just 7 or 8 more tiles to the left. It's not like super far, if I remember correctly. So I decided to see if I could spike the map before coming back, basically.
Especially in bot wound, like it happens all the time. Like we do this nearly every day. It seems like we have bot wound. We're already all the way through the tube. Springballing up and doing that again is awful. If you're already at that point,
it's slow. So I didn't want to go. I wanted to like consolidate what I could while I was over there before backtracking, basically. I have no idea how that changes the trajectory of everything. It must change the trajectory a lot, clearly.
We basically think
really
that
weird.
Unfortunately, it's kind of what directed the entire seed for
that makes sense. That makes sense. It changes everything.
Nito didn't do anything bad, right? It was just like, all the options Nito had to take from there, and every like there was just so many barricades. It just like was unfortunate, but Nito like played really well. It just like nothing was really working out quite as well. Still got close, but then Nito like had to leave Acid Chozo for later, which just was so bad because Dragon is up there, right? Game one, Nito. I know it was a tragedy, of course, but I was curious. Would you ever, or were you unwilling, or are you willing to ever like change your play when like start doing kind of crazy things if you lose that much time?
No, I don't think I would change anything that I was doing. I decided that after that death, which sent me all the way back before even getting Morph, which I was actually surprised by how much time I lost. I thought I had saved again, but I guess I didn't. So I had to do that recollection and then make my way back to where I even was. I just figured at that point, okay, I see Fantoon, I see Cray, and I'm just going to go look for actual progression. Just like it's at that point, like, I guess it's kind of a Hail Mary play to just leave that stuff for later and then look for something that I think is going to help me catch up. I think in that scenario, I like, especially against Eddie, it's looking pretty bad, and something equally tragic is going to happen.
I think you have to play for the instances where I also take a bad death, basically.
Well,
yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing, and I know Eddie and Nito. Listen, I bow down. They're legends. They're much better than me at Map Rando, but I have competed in games my whole life, and I think there is like always a chance in some instances, and there was a chance if you had skipped every item check on the way to the map, and then you get the map and you're like, I'm just gonna do the furthest zone. And I know it sounds stupid, and Nito's just but you're laughing. But I talked to Andy, and this happens all the time in Link to the Past, actually, like the tournaments, and like players will just win because sometimes they'll fight Andy and they won't even go to like any of the good zones. Like they'll just default to going to the furthest zone away, and like you can win. And there was a chance there. So I guess I feel like, and it's the only time I've ever been slightly critical of like you very good players, but I did feel like there was a chance to then do something drastic.
The only reason why I won't say that is because
you're a robot.
Sorry, can you hear me? Is this okay?
Yeah. No, I meant like, just in general.
I think Nito said he probably lost like 10 minutes or so. Nito said he lost about 10 minutes or so. And then after the game was over, I was like talking to my chat about like what happened, right? And then someone said that he was probably being overly generous in terms of like how much he actually lost. Like someone said he probably lost like 15 or something, right? I think if you lose that much time, then maybe you're only at that point, you probably just have to pray that I also lost that much time and died really badly as well.
I just don't. Okay, I understand. I just don't agree though, because it's too. Well, Nito is being humble, because I mean, I didn't know
15 minutes is a lot.
When Nito first lost, first died, I thought Nito still had Morph, which meant I'm like, maybe he still had the Fantoon kill, but he actually went all the way. I mean, he lost everything. He didn't even have Morph.
Yeah, I went all the way back to Big Pig.
So I don't know if it's 10 minutes, but it felt more than 10 minutes. Yeah, it felt like a lot. And I understand that. And I do think there's a lot of logic in assuming you also died. But I also think in that seed, with how it was playing out, that like you dying with all the saves and everything, like just doesn't make sense. And like there was enough divergence where I do think a gamble was.
I wouldn't make that assumption.
If
it's 10-15 minutes, I would typically just assume that it's not enough to make that sort of divergence with that loadout. Is how I feel personally. I would just play on. I would just play on the 2% chance that I take the death. That's how I feel.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
Which is like you lost,
but I understand. I do think there was still a chance. Nito goes straight to wreck ship. There was a chance for him to win, but I understand.
Game 1 was pretty cool. The stuff we can talk about with Game 1 was Eddie's early game was quite flawless. Did go through the super to get the major, and he had to get a super drop, I think. Nito wasn't able to, so he left wave, and that put you guys even. So you were up a wave beam, Eddie. The only fault in this whole series is what you did next, Eddie, and the rest I think you played perfect. But this was one fault I think you did. You were actually ahead with wave. Nito goes and you go collect stuff. That put you like 2 minutes 17 seconds behind with like one E-tank up. So Nito was actually quite ahead in game 2, just
And
because
a
of
power
that
bomb
one
pack,
thing.
yeah.
Are we talking
No, I think
about?
Nito had that power bomb pack too.
Are we talking about the start of the game? Where
Start
I
of the
pick
game,
up the,
yeah.
yeah. So the wave was like.
I know you talked about it briefly earlier. Yeah, the wave was good,
Yeah,
but when you
yeah.
went down that elevator to get all that tank and save and briefly,
It was. I was kind of thinking, I probably shouldn't have done that against Nito. I was definitely thinking that. I think I was like, that's like a you do that in the weekly, and you don't really do it against like a really strong player. It's kind of how I felt.
I was a little surprised by it, Eddie. I guess I didn't know. I mean, I know you do value like tanks early, so I thought it did make sense. And did you guys have grab by then? I can't really remember, but
yeah, grab was early.
Yeah,
you did have grab.
Yeah.
So I think with grab, having like E-tanks early is still pretty good because you can like kind of just fly. So I thought maybe you're thinking that, but I was a little surprised to see you refill, save, and then go get the tank and the X.
As I was getting it, and I'm kind of like seeing how long it was taking. I was kind of thinking maybe this isn't what I was supposed to do. But it's like you have your choice, and like I just made a choice, and then I was kind of thinking, maybe not. I'm not really sure, but maybe not. Right, and it seems like Nito didn't do it, so he probably got an advantage early.
Well, so I went all the way up there with the intention of doing it, and then realized I didn't realize how many super locks were in the way of going for that major. So
I had to farm a super off the bugs. I counted, and then I'm like, I should have farmed a super, but I had to reload the room once, I think, to farm the gamers and stuff.
Yeah, no, I went up there with one super and I was like, whoops, that was a mistake, and just
with one, you're not getting it.
Nito didn't have the reach, and Nito had less HP there, so yeah, it was.
I knew it was dicey. I knew it was a little dicey, and I was thinking, the wave I thought like it was okay, like because fortunately for me it worked out as a way where we had to do a lower tank fight. So the wave has value there, but we also had like a million supers. So whatever.
Definitely. And you got it pretty quick. Again, you left with it you left at the same time as Nito skipping wave. So you actually did it. And it's good in people saying in chat making good decisions when you're not playing is a big key point. So that's like being the only thing I could fault between you guys is like very impressive and very good showcase for a semi-final that. Yeah, this is why you guys are here.
The tank is one of the bigger reasons as well, because I think the tank was along the bottom, if I remember correctly, or somewhere.
It was along the bottom.
So I think we were gonna leave with 1+1. Otherwise, maybe I'm mixing up seeds here.
No, I think 1+1. I think.
Yeah. So I wanted the other one. So it was like enough to. It all works out a little bit. So
other than that, you play the same the rest of it. Just Nito 15 minutes behind, but you guys did the same thing.
Quick question, I guess for Nito first. So Nito, it sounds like, did you overlook Ridley? You said
you did.
I did.
Okay, because I had because at first I thought you were doing the Kraid to. I was like, okay, I sort of get this because it's like he can do it pretty quick. I thought maybe you were doing it for the X to try to like route in like a maybe easier ammo plan, but I didn't know if that was what you were thinking when you did Kraid. But it sounds like it's more because of the Ridley overlook, or maybe you have more insight on that.
No, so I think no, it was just the cardinal sin of didn't scroll the map to see Ridley.
And Ridley's 2 tiles, man. He's invisible. It's so hard to see Ridley.
Dude, BT scared me, man, on this last one.
Yeah.
I was scared. I looked at the map several times once I saw all the bosses in Wreck Ship, and I was like,
Eddie, this is a very specific situation you might not remember, but do you remember when you crystal flashed to get all your resources back and then refilled the ammo?
Were you wondering if I touched the crab on purpose?
Yes.
I touched the crab on purpose, yeah.
No, you didn't. No.
I called it. I told you. Eddie's got his abacus out, dude.
I knew it was the top left of Big Pink. I knew it was the top left of Big Pink, and I knew I couldn't take damage easily. So on the way down, I touched the crab. So it was on purpose, yes.
Okay, so you did.
If you look at my face, I probably just don't look. I don't make a single face.
Okay,
right?
because you didn't make a face, I was like, I don't think he's worried about it. And
I knew what I was doing.
We talked about that, and I was wondering. And yeah, I was like,
I
I
knew-
think Eddie did it on purpose, and Andy was talking about how you just have an abacus out. Like,
I paused. I saw two farms. I saw the top left resource room, and I saw the Kraid, post croc grapple farm. And I
Yeah.
decided the crystal flash might have been better. I don't know if it was better, but
Oh, that's
on the way it was one room away from Big Pink. So I took the hit, and I
That's pretty
did.
sick.
Obviously,
I mean,
it's a little
yeah,
scary, but I don't know. I'm just in like
You
that
just-
state where I'm like, I'm gonna just go as fast as I can, right? So I'm not
For
thinking
sure.
about the risk. I'm just like, I'm not gonna mess this up. That's how I'm thinking.
And that state
I
does
was-
show. Like it is cool. You and Oates are probably the two biggest swaps from your normal play to your tournament play. I don't know if Nito looked similar to me, just always solid. But I don't know how you feel about that, Eddie. But do you feel that you level up in a tournament? It just feels
Oh yeah,
like
I love
okay.
tournaments.
It just seems like
I
you
love
just
this.
ascend
Yeah.
to a higher plane. Like you just play so well.
Yeah. I think I play better in these situations. I really like these. I like it. I love playing in this one. Because there's just like this like thing where I really want to win, right? So
yeah.
Yeah.
so I just like everything's. I don't. Also, I'm not talking to my chat, so like not
Yeah,
like I
that's
ever
true.
talk to my chat, but like
Yeah,
I
like
I
usual.
get to just focus. Yep,
Like
that's per
usual.
usual.
Oh, the usual.
I would say I do make some adjustments though. I don't know what I would have done in a weekly, but there was obviously a situation in this game where we could have maybe considered Turian, right? We could have maybe considered Turian on the left.
It seems.
I
I
just hoped and prayed it wasn't Turian.
Yeah. So there's like the thing is like, I don't know if I probably wouldn't have gone period, right? But like, what I will say is in a 1v1 against Nito, I'm going to, if it's like really close in a weekly, there might be a situation where if it's close enough, I'll do it in a weekly, but I wouldn't do it in a 1v1 versus Nito. Does that make sense? Because because if you go to Bryn and I know that Mother Brain's there, that's going to be like by far the fastest route. So if Nito were to be safe and I was losing some time against him, and he were to go Turian, then I would win off that basically, right? So that's kind of like play in a 1v1 situation. Like you don't have to worry about losing to someone more than just the singular person, right? So you that is a situation where you kind of like play the odds of the bigger zone situation,
Right. I
So
was
that's
talking
kinda-
about that for,
yeah.
at the end, why you reset, because I think it was like looked a little crazy, but I thought it made sense. And I've heard you talk about this before, actually.
Yeah, it is different.
So I do think it makes sense.
The other thing is I take less saves against Nito. Like when I'm and that's like probably what Nito did too. But when I'm playing
Yeah, he
against
did.
like Nito, I when I'm playing like a weekly and I'm just kind of chilling, I do sort of like save a lot, right? But in like this situation, like I could lose if I take one more save.
I do
easily,
think you started
right? So-
adjusting more towards that. I don't know if I felt
Yeah.
like you were totally in your game plan at the start, but it sounds like I think you readjusted more. Because you almost looked like you're approaching it like a weekly at the start of that first race, but then you like were like, okay, locking in.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
actual proper game.
I did feel like it's kind of funny, right? But like was it the second seed or the first seed that I went out for that O and X at the bottom?
The first one.
Yeah, so like I remember like literally going down there and grabbing that. I'm thinking like this is like almost like disrespectful to Nito to grab this. But I did, right? Like I was already down there. I'm like, I maybe shouldn't have done this, right? Because like and Nito didn't, right? And so like
well, it very well could have cost you. So you were right. It could.
it could cost me, but like
Yeah.
I'm just thinking back to when Aussie and I played in the finals in that 1 seed, right? And he just decided final game, he just said like, you know what, I'm just gonna skip everything, and he just like zoomed past me, right?
Yeah.
And like, you know, that's kind of how you have to play against like really strong players, right? Like you can't just be careful all the time. So
You are at the mercy of the seed too, as well. Like I think that
Of
E-tank
course.
coverage really showed in game 2 because Nito didn't have that E-tank.
Yep,
You
yep,
know, the whole thing
yep.
where we move on the tanks, you go to the left and find a tank. Nito literally couldn't get to Meridian Map, and that was
Yeah,
the game.
exactly,
Like, he just couldn't
exactly,
do it. So
exactly.
The tanks are such a weird item to quantify. Like how good are
exactly.
they,
They're
and how
weird.
good are they going to be? So
Yep.
It was just crazy that in game 2 we have one filler E-tank that literally blocked the seed. So
Yep.
there
That's
is a
why I
point
think
for
it's one of those things where it's one game that determines like, right? Because it's not like oh well, if I don't get this tank and I need that tank, because if you don't need the tank, you're in big trouble. If you need the
Yes,
tank,
exactly.
you get destroyed, right? Which is probably what happened, right? So in like a weekly, I'll get the tank, because if I get destroyed in the seed, then I'm gonna start losing to people that are like, you know, I'm not supposed to lose to. right? So if that's the case in a weekly in a big lobby, you have to be
Can you
careful.
name?
and
Can
account
you
for
name
that.
the player specific?
Ralex612 who else to scroll through?
Yeah, can I get a list of the players that you weren't supposed to lose to real quick?
So basically, it's kind of like it's like one of those things where it's like 80% of the time, right? You're probably okay, but the 20% of the time that you get destroyed, it heavily outweighs the loss that you take. Is heavily outweighs like the 80% of the time that it works out well, right? But once again, in a 1 versus 1 situation where it's just Nito, right? Because 80% of the time you're okay, I think it's important to skip those kinds of things if you're up against someone really strong, is how I feel. So I was kind of thinking maybe I shouldn't have done it, but I did it. So it looks like it worked.
It's kind of why I was hoping to hear a slightly different answer at the game 2, where you're like, yeah, I went left there because I was up 1-0 and it's Nito and I have to.
No. You could make an argument that it was a mistake, but it's a small thing.
I didn't think it was a mistake. It was just like a little bit more aggressive, I felt.
It's just a play style choice, and I think I probably shouldn't have done it, but I did. So
yeah,
I in that same situation, I don't think I could ever choose going left through Batun, just because I know, like I see the supers, I just know that the power bomb there just unlocks that for me. So I think I'm always going back. I don't know if I could, like, I just don't know if I could ever play that differently. I would, I would value the item over the potential map knowledge, especially when it's supers, and I think that there's at least a strong probability that some path to the map is going to be blocked with supers. Like I just can't.
Yeah. I mean, we did think it was like, I mean, I did think that was like, that's also what I said, Nito, right? That's probably always what I do, but I do like what Eddie did. Like, I still thought it was fine. Going left there, and it is crazy how it ended up like influencing the seed that much. Like it doesn't always have to influence the seed that much, but in that particular one, it definitely had profound impact.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, any final thoughts on these matches, or any curiosities of how things went from our end?
Well, Nito, GG. It's always fun playing against you. I was very excited for this match, for sure. I was pumped. I got people asking me, "Yo, are you nervous?" And I'm like, "Nah, I'm not. I mean, this is gonna be a great match. I'm glad to meet up against you in the thing. So it's always a good time. So yeah, GG.
Yep, GG's to you as well. I know that I didn't like play my best here, but I still feel like I was giving it 100%. I think I'm just really happy with the reaching the semifinals right now. It's better than it's like an improvement on last year's tournament, and I'm really happy with how it's starting to reflect in the results a little bit more, because I feel like I've been putting in a ton of work and it's starting to pay off here. But obviously still some more work to do, and I'm cool with trying to figure that out. So good luck in the finals. I will see what I can do on the lower bracket, and personally have to say sorry to Oates, because I was trying to send Eddie down to meet up with him if he gets good.
Uh-oh. But
okay, you'll be the one to take him out yourself. So yeah. You'll do the dirty work.
Oh, I thought you were saying because Nito's about to take out the trash. I misunderstood that.
Oh well, I like how that. I like that interpretation.
Yeah, that too. I like your way.
Okay, and
the trash it.
and I absolutely I might not even get to me. Derp's a really good player as well. Like,
yep,
he can do it too.
Yep.
Derp's actually pretty scary, but
my boy Sponge.
Oh, is it Derp for Sponge still?
Yep,
I think so.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought they already played.
Wait a minute.
Unless they already played today, but yeah, that was the case. Yeah.
Oh God, I'm accidentally trashing people.
Just because you're hanging out with a bad crowd right now.
Bad influences.
Yeah. But all right, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up. GG's to Eddie. taking it 2-0, moving on to winners finals. And, you know, we got to wish our losers bracket well, because Nito's, you know, going to go in there and start demolishing some things. So thoughts and prayers for them down in losers bracket. But all right, guys, GG's to Speed Gaming. Thank you guys so much for having us. Shout outs to Nevdi, Eddie, and Nito, and even Andy, who calmed first game, and John, aka Horse Girl, on tracking. Really appreciate that. And also, I think Divine and some others were helping out. So yeah, shout outs to Speed Gaming. Thank you guys so much, and see you all next time. Peace out.